Bring it.
Go ahead.
Hello.
I got $20 if you do.
Hello, Internet. Hello, Internet. Let me get my
I
camera
don't know
on.
who she was, and I don't know what she said.
Hello, Internet. We are here live on the YouTubes and gunchannels.com, and we are bringing your milkshakes to the yards.
Okay.
Moo's got the milk, and Snob's got the shakes. So there we go. He's gonna grab a hold, and we're gonna make some chocolate milk here. So what's going on, everybody? Got a pretty good crowd out there. If you guys see the rules out there, we'll give away some swag if
you have rules.
Yep, tonight we do. We'll give
I'm
away.
leaving if this show has rules.
I got some fun little stuff to give away. Nothing crazy, but I'm only going to give it away if we can make Snob cry or make Obnoxious cry. So you guys get on it, and
oh my God,
you guys get on it, and I got some. We'll see what we can do.
So what you're giving away is your basic human decency. Is what you're telling me.
He never had that giveaway.
Lord,
Like I said,
if you want to make Obnoxious cry, all you gotta do is tell them you have. All you gotta do is tell them you have Dan Wesson magazines that work.
That's not true.
I'm a lot of things, but I'm not a liar.
We all know that's a lie.
That was hurtful, Rich.
I can take off my shirt again. I think it almost made him cry last time. Maybe if I sing while I do it, it'll probably do it.
That'll definitely put a tear in my eye.
Snob, don't take off his shirt, man.
He sounded real sad when he said that. He's like, "Oh, come on, man. Come on, man. Don't be doing that, man. Oh,
Do that.
oh God, no."
I'm in a good mood.
Yeah. What? Patriot says he can be mean to him. He never sent me a link. You don't send links to Patriot? What's the matter with you? You're sightist? You one of them sightists?
Anti-sightite.
Oh, not again.
He gets a link every damn week. He's a dirty liar.
Frankie said I had a grilled steak tonight made by the husband, and now I have a smoothie with moonshine. What?
What's your address?
Well, that sounds tasty.
You better be careful. You're gonna have a cow barreling down on you from Michigan.
That's in 40 days.
Yeah. Let's see who we got. We got a pretty good crowd out there. We got a bunch of people we haven't seen in a while. There's Jixers out there. Gabe Stark. Not sure that's a new name. Buck's out there. Patriot, Moo, Ozzy. What's going down? Stinky Sphincter's out there. What's pooping, Stinky? 7 Wonders Obnoxious. Chris Vector. George is out there. How you doing? What's happening, George? What's happening, George?
Yeah.
Theodore E. Bear needs a hug. Snob's wife's out there right below that. Snob's wife, give Theodore a hug for me, please. Clem Hogwaller, I told you not to ever come on the show again. I'd appreciate it if you get the F out, jerk.
Ooh.
Alan Bin Pro, Rich. Clem Hogwaller, that guy's a scumbag.
He thinks you're pretty.
He does. I mean, I'm not saying he has bad taste. I'm just saying he's a scumbag. Patriot. Early Watch Kansas, what's going on? He says Obnoxious One sucks. And if one of the Early Watch guys says it might be true.
I'm just curious. How many times can one particular person be in the chat?
Once.
Just once.
Oh, okay.
Gary Decker's out there. I haven't seen that guy in a long time, but no nerds allowed, so he left. Pete's out there. Pete, you got we're full up, aren't we? 1, 2, yeah, we got a lot of people in there. Pete's out there. Vandalistic is out there. I don't know what time it is there. It's probably yesterday or 2 days from now or something. Who knows? Rob C. and Frankie's out there. Calaveras, how you doing, buddy? The wife's out there. 7 Wonders. I think we already said that. Mr. Gun Websites is out there. Western Probst, how you doing? Vandalistic, I think he is talking to Obnoxious. He says, "Hey, girl." Rob D, New York Outcast, and Roll Call's out there. We got a good crowd tonight. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
it's perfectly okay to say the Seven Wonders is out there twice. So everybody needs a good morning about that.
Now, Vandalistica, he wanted to let you know he's in New Zealand, not Australia. Which
Whatever. That's the same thing. That's the same thing. 6 of one, half tons
It's
of
like a
the other.
suburb of Chicago or something. It's just right across the street, and you're basically right there. You know.
We learned today on the conspiracy chat that if the ocean was 200 feet lower, then that would be the same piece of land.
Yeah, I mean, they quit teaching geography in grade school years ago. Most of us just think New Zealand's right next door to Japan anyway. So
drain the ocean.
It's like Ireland and England. It's just what the hell? Who gives a shit? Same
and we all know the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor, so
Right. Yeah. Just let him go. He's on a roll.
Let him go. He's on a roll.
So does that mean if the levee gives way that's on the edge of the earth, if that levee gets way and the water starts flowing over it, then they're going to be in one country, right?
Once the ice wall breaks.
Only if you're in a Chevy.
You want
me to sing again?
Exists, so.
Vandalistic, says Mazda / Madaz.
Bye, bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry.
Oh, that is like music to my ears.
He muted me whenever I was trying to make him cry.
You know what's funny? Somebody on the last chat said
That's
we all
'cause it
know
was working.
Snob can't sing. So
I mean,
That was right. Ozzy said that.
the wife says, "Oh my God, mute him."
I don't know if it's going to make him not cry, but it's probably going to make his ears bleed at least.
Yeah.
hey Snob, I was telling your wife you should probably grow a goatee.
She doesn't allow that.
Yeah, well, okay.
So Snob wants to look like Night Strike.
Oh snap!
Wow, that was
Baby
a
face.
You have to be like Mike, man.
That ain't much of a stretch for me either. So
Yeah, all these baby faces
I
around.
know. It's like I got the AC turned on 24/7 though. It's so nice. It is.
Lucky for me. Wait, Night Strike's not here, right?
No, he's not. I haven't seen him.
Lucky for me.
Just didn't
Gil sent me
recognize
the
him without
picture. He
beard.
kinda looks-
He's here in our thoughts.
Yeah, he looks like Cartman. All right, that's wrong.
Hey, looks like that dude on Family Guy.
I never watched that, but he kinda,
Peter Griffin?
he reminded me
Yeah.
of Cartman from South Park.
Snob's wife says, see how he says she doesn't allow that. That's how it works.
Welcome to married life. # married life. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Night Strike's new tagline needs to be "Screw guys, I'm going home."
See you guys. See you guys. I'm staying home. Yeah.
Man.
Man.
Kitty's doing a dildo again.
All right, folks. Thanks for coming tonight. We got to shut her down.
Yeah, that's it. We've gotten 4 copyright strikes so far. That's our limit. We're good.
Kitty's sleeping with mommy tonight.
Here comes no. I remember that one, Giz. That was awesome. No, I think I have the prelude to that. It's like, Mom, Kitty's being a dildo. She's like,
I just want to preface this. Nobody in their right mind,
with mommy tonight.
no algorithm or anything, confused my singing for a copy that would give you a copyright strike.
Al Gore rhythm. That's the right kind of rhythm.
Al Gore, that's over, man. He invented the internet in '96, man. Screw him. We've already got it working now. We don't need him anymore.
It's South Park, G. Like the dumbest show ever made.
Vandalistica says goatees are for stranger dangers. There you go. All right, let's see who's in this. Let's see who's in this shit show here. All the way on the left, coming in at 8 udders, 2 live moo.
Is that 8 barrels? Is that the gout 8? It must be from the 810.
Yeah, that's 8. That's 8.
Well, I'm glad you're looking at my udders.
It was just a really good guess. I said 8. It looked like 8, but yeah, you got some sweet udders there, bro.
It's either an even number or an odd number. Either way.
That's true. It would be one or the other. Yeah.
Well, back when I dairied, we'd have a cow every now and then. It'd have like one little small udder on the side, unusually, but I've never seen one with 8 udders, so that's kind of a rarity.
How many do they usually have? 4?
Those are the ones you can tip over.
Oh.
I did not need to know that.
Well,
they're
where do you know where milk comes from?
Hey, Snub, that one with the single udder, that was a bull.
Oh, God. Bulls ain't got no udders.
And those little baby udders, that's where 2%
You can milk them, though.
Did you milk him, Snob?
You had
That's
to
all
go
on there. Snob was wondering why the production was so low from that guy. I mean, girl.
Gizzard, what's going on?
Hell, I don't know.
Put out about an ounce of milk.
Not a whole lot. Thanks for the invite, man. I guess.
How was the show this morning?
Pretty good. Pretty good. We got rolling after a while and had some pretty good talk going on.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Giz. One of these days I'm going to wake up early enough to join that chat.
Yeah, so a Snob.
I don't know when.
I was on there, hush.
Yeah, around 11 o'clock you were.
It was 10.
Snob. Hey, I woke up at 2, I'll have you know.
2 o'clock in the afternoon, you bum.
Jesus
Christ. Shit, I wish I could sleep till 2. I
Nah,
couldn't
dude,
even.
I have insomnia, man. It takes me like hours to fall asleep. Once I do, I'm out for like once I fall asleep, I'm out for like 10 to 12 hours. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm not too happy with it. And my wife's even less happy with it, but it is what it is.
Do you try and take anything for it?
Yeah. I go to a medicine doctor.
A medicine doctor. Okay.
There you go.
Those are my favorite kind of doctors.
Yeah, I like them.
A medicine doctor, huh? Well, I went to the car mechanic, then the medicine doctor, then the grocery store, the food store. The food grocery store.
I'm about ready to go ask your robot guy at your grocery store, man. See if he has any tips for me.
Oh, I'm sure he would. Yeah.
Don't walk there. There's a spill.
Yeah. Spill. Caution. Caution. Caution.
Alert.
And then he'll yell at you in Spanish too. So.
Oh, hell, Seven will walk in there and start going,
Cuidado.
Piso mojado.
Something.
Cuidado. It would sound much cooler in Spanish than in English, though. You know that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Travis,
he's there. He was there. He was there yesterday when I was there. I stopped there before work, and he was out there. He was over there scooting around. So, bitch, he makes his rounds. That's for sure.
I just want to tackle him full speed, and I don't even know why. I'd be like, Terminator! Just like rush him and run him, knock him over. Be like, ah!
Bobby, give me old Bobby Boucher's mom.
Yeah, there you
go. Shampoo.
Good idea, Travis. But you know what I want to do? I want to put him on about a 6-ounce glove and just punch him in the back of the head and see what happens.
Who, punch me or punch a robot? I could probably use getting punched.
Robot.
Oh, okay, I got you. No problem.
I like you, Travis.
I probably need it, to be honest with you, man.
I'm not gonna punch you in the back of the head, bro.
All right, just right side of my face might straighten out my cross eyes or something. I don't know.
I don't know, man. The way he said he liked you was kind of on the creepy side.
Oh, come on. I like all you guys in a creepy way.
Hey, there you go.
Stan's got a question out there for you, Travis.
Yeah.
Thinks this is your show, I guess. I don't know.
What, really? What, seriously?
Says he's got a question.
Much better than this.
Up past his bedtime right now? What?
He said, Travis P11, I got a question for you. And I will send $5 through PayPal to MidnightRangeTM if you answer it. Where can I buy the smooth choke tube for a Rossi circuit judge?
Brownells?
I don't know.
No, we tried for hours to find something for a buck on that. And,
the smooth. Okay. Yeah, you're talking about the carbine. Yeah. I would imagine that Rossi still has them available if you want to buy one.
Nope, I looked on their website.
Really? Because they still make that gun, don't they? We have one. I mean, we've got one.
Rich looked for it for like an hour, man. They couldn't find it.
Yeah, he asked on my show, and I'm like doing Google food trying to find the thing.
I would call Rossi customer service and see if you can get one.
Yeah,
that's what I finally told him.
Because they got a part schematic in the back of the manual. Because we've got the manual for it. Yeah, because otherwise, if you can't run shot through it if you don't have that choke tube.
Well, no, you can run shot through it. You can't run 45 through it because you're going to damage the threads.
Oh no, they want a smooth one, or do they want one that's got rifling in it? Because that choke tube is the only rifling in that whole barrel, if I'm not mistaken.
There's two tubes that come with it.
Yeah,
you get a smooth one, and then you have the one that's actually a choke. He needs the smooth one that's just the thread protector, and they don't have it.
Yeah, so that's what you need to shoot shot through it.
Well, no, he has the one that you shoot shot with. He needs the one to shoot the 45 long Colt with.
That's the spiral one. That's the one with the rifling in it.
Yeah, no, not according to their website. If you look on the website and the manual, that's just the thread protector. That's all that one is. The bare thread protector is the one is what you need. Is what he needs. I was looking in the manual and everything to see what he was talking about, man.
It don't even make sense.
No, you have to have rifling in it to spin the 45 long Colt round that you fire through it. The 45
the newer ones have the threading in the barrel itself. So
really? Because I think ours is smooth bore until the bottom like 2.5 inches, which is where the rifling is.
Yeah, because the new manual that I was looking at, I guess it's a new manual from newer ones or something. It says that there's no rifling in the choke tube itself that he needs. It's just a smooth thread protector.
Wow. Okay, that's new. If you shoot shot through that thing, that's going to foul up that rifling. If you shoot 410 through that thing, you're going to get it all mucked up and stuff because you wouldn't want to push shot through a rifled barrel.
The regular judge and the governor work. They're threaded barrels, and you're shooting 410 through them.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I used to have a 20 gauge with a variable choke. And one of my buddies borrowed it back in like 1984. Haven't seen it since.
I think, you know what? Seven Wonders, your voice with Moo's picture there fits really good.
Oh, thanks, man.
You know what would be even better? On my screen, Moo and Gary are right next to each other. If Gary would put on his and turn on his camera, that would just be epic.
Yeah, oh yeah, we could have a barnyard chat. There you go. So, G, what's going on? We've made it through 2 people. That's it. What's going on, G?
I normally say, hey, thanks for the invite, but I'm questioning that tonight.
Smart man.
That's why he never sends me an invite. Seven just talks and laughs too much, man.
I've uploaded a video and shared it on everything, and you've only got through 2 people.
Holy crap,
yeah, I did. I saw that.
I see a rooster.
There you go.
What?
The cow goes moo, the chicken goes cluck.
And we got a cow, a chicken, and a farmer.
Holy mackerel.
And what does the fox say? Ring-a-ding-ding-ding-ding-ding-ding-ding-ding-ding-ding-ding-ding.
That song is really funny, and I saw an interview with those guys one time, and they were talking about
Gary's glasses through the mask.
That beats again.
Okay, hey, I think I've got your choke tube.
Snob.
Oh crap.
Snob, you're very observant.
311 guy trying to turn this show into a gun chat or something. Jesus Christ.
No more facts.
No, you got it. Because hey, if you figure it out, I get $5. So
Midway USA says discontinued. Optics Planet says extended back order. So yeah, and I looked on eBay. Yeah, that might be kind of now without going directly to Rossi. I mean, I don't think you're gonna be able to find them.
One thing I've done in the past when I've been looking for something that's out of stock other places is when I Google it, I'll Google it and then just and put in stock. So I'd put like Rossi choke tube, smooth bore in stock, and sometimes it'll actually pop up some places that it'll help pull places up that actually have them in stock because it says in stock usually.
Yeah,
So, okay.
Be careful doing that because it's gonna come up and tell you, no, it didn't go in a stock, you idiot. It goes on the end of the barrel.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem when you search for the choke tooth for that.
Yeah.
This is the problem I was running into. You were getting the one for shooting birdshot through it. You weren't getting I wasn't getting the one that's actually just a thread protector. When I searched for the one that was just a thread protector, nobody had it. Rossi doesn't. I looked on Rossi's website, their web store. They don't even have it.
Well, because, okay, my manual says you have to put that thread protector in if you're going to shoot shot through it. That's what mine says.
I dare any of you guys to click on Gizzard and watch him for 2 minutes and try not to laugh.
Hold on. Is that supposed to be a cow mask, Moo? I hate to inform you, but your cow mask is completely wrong.
That's a donkey, ain't it?
Does anybody else know why that cow mask is completely wrong? There's a very important issue with it. Show the mouth again.
It's on
Well, that's what you always want to see is the mouth.
Show it again. Okay, see the problem with that?
Too many incisors?
Too many teeth.
It has top teeth.
Ah.
Cows do not have top teeth.
Oh, really? They only have teeth on the bottom?
Mm-hmm.
That's why your teeth are still alive.
What's on the top?
Gums.
That's an AOC mask.
That could be true.
Is that David? Thanks for how, buddy?
I ain't got no mask.
I ain't got no mask.
Oh, there's a tactical leprechaun.
You got Christmas in July. Some of us got Halloween in June. Halloween in June.
Oh God, that's hilarious.
No top teeth on a cow, huh? I didn't know that. You've been
Clover. You, whenever Midnight dropped out, you jumped in and took his spot. Now the show.
Oh, this is we're gonna make this a hell of a show, people. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to say hell. Keep it clean, people. Keep it clean.
Yeah. Get serious, man. Get serious.
So cows don't have top teeth?
No, they really don't.
Well, they're doing all the cartoons and stuff. I mean, that's
where I get all my
big part of my childhood's been left out now.
Yeah, for real.
Man, that's terrible.
Thanks, Alex Trebek.
Jeez.
Your mother's a whore, Trebek.
Oh my God.
That's probably why
that's not the real Clover.
That's probably why. That's why.
I'll take the tits now for 400.
Whoever said that's not the real Clover has obviously never been in an after chat with Clover.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's funny, isn't it? I mean, first time I was in an after chat with Clover, I'm like, oh my God.
He does swear?
That was not what I expected. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes, he does.
The wife says, you better hope nobody decides to dress up as you someday. What the hell are you going to do to dress up like me? What does a loser wear?
You take a bathtub and you throw a couple of things of Bisquick in there and you get some water in there and then you jump in there and then you jump onto a really big fry pan.
There you go.
I was thinking more of like American Beauty where he had like rose petals all over his face.
Yep. Wait a minute, what?
I have no idea.
Mia, half of us already look like your husband. I hate to tell you.
Just the top head.
Yourself.
I can turn on my camera and take my shirt off again.
Where's my?
Oh no!
No, that's okay, man. We're good.
I didn't see both of them there. I only saw one.
Where's my? Oh, here it is. Hold on.
That's utterly not necessary.
Utterly.
Are you cooler now, Gary?
Gary's got.
Hey, Gary, tomorrow, why don't you stop by the bank wearing that?
Oh, my God.
They can make a movie about that. That'd be great.
Too freaking hot. Those things are hot.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. Once again, I dare any of you to watch Gary for 2 minutes. Just highlight him on your screen. Watch him for 2 minutes without laughing.
I got my tactical vest on too. My tactical leprechaun. Good to go.
Nice.
That's not white trashtical.
Dude, now you're ready to be. You could be a studio wrestler with that outfit.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Yeah, could you imagine a pro wrestler, kind of low budget white trash pro wrestler?
Throw a garbage bag on with the sleeves cut out.
You go.
The WRL, the Wannabe Wrestling League. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sponsored by duct tape.
Armament Axis is digging this chat, man. He's getting the utter butter out. I don't know.
Utter butter.
Oh, that's good stuff, man.
Yeah.
Utter butter. I have a
You don't
cat
want him to
named
get
Utter
chapped.
Butter. That helps.
If this was a clean chat, I'd say that's what my wife.
All right.
Oh, God.
What does Gary have? Utter balm.
Yep, that's it. That's the stuff, man.
So Gary's a single guy. You know, he's not married.
Gotta have the other bomb.
Yes.
Yeah, there's one in the bathroom too, but that's beside.
It was not in the bathroom.
Oh,
Apparently, we
man.
have a pig in here now too, because I just heard it oink.
Oh, jeez. Too much
Utter butter,
information.
he says utter butter softens everything. All right.
I like how Gary's got the chicken head on a stand behind his head.
Well, you got to have it ready to go. I mean, Jesus.
I gotta rig one up.
Stand.
Oh,
That's
you took
the
it off, Gary?
George is wearing it right now. What are you talking about?
It's called a tripod.
Looks like something out of Lord of the Rings or something, or Lord of the Flies.
It's a funny looking 3-legged chicken.
Yeah, creeping me out, man.
You don't want to know where the third leg came from, but it is a rooster.
Kingpin, what's going on?
Pretty sure that's a horse mask Moo has.
It ain't a horse mask.
The more I look at
No,
it,
it's RL.
It's a cow. Looks a little like Michael Jackson.
A
there.
hybrid.
Cows don't
That's a
have a mane.
do
moonwalker.
you have any white gloves?
Do cows have a mane?
No.
No.
This one.
No, that's a combination.
That's a horse mask.
That is a horse mask. That's why it has top teeth.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
For a horse.
Where's the
Yeah.
horns? Cows have horns.
I'm
What?
thinking that's a hybrid donkey and cow.
Yeah, look at his nose. It's definitely a horse.
donkey.
It's mine's for sure a chicken.
Look away. I'm hideous.
Looks like I done screwed up. Although Moo's cartoon character has top teeth too, so I don't know.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, he looks mean. Check it out.
At least he's a cow, not a horse.
Clover,
Maybe
you
I'm,
never looked better, man.
Who, me?
Clover,
A
Clover.
horse and a horse,
Clover
of
looks
course,
good
of
in this
course. Unless, of course, the horse is wonderful.
The clover right there.
Whenever a show just goes off rails like this, he just acts like Clover, and then he can act like it's Clover's show.
Just pretend.
Clover's show was a mess on Sunday.
Did you guys see Clover go live Sunday night? Oh my god, it was horrible. It was I've never seen anything like it. Made me sick to my stomach.
Oh man.
Kingpin, what's up? How you doing? You here? You still here?
Yeah.
Yet?
No, I'm
Yeah.
still here. I gotta actually bail out though. I gotta get up early tomorrow.
Mish, you guys from Maryland.
Me too. I gotta be up by like 1 p.m. tomorrow instead of 2.
Listen to you. I got to be up at 1 p.m. We're good to bed. Only got 14 hours left. Obnoxious. What's happening?
Are we still going through the roster?
Oh yeah,
Well,
we're only on the fifth person.
I had another picture queued up, but the way we've gotten through this roster, I figured this one was much more apropos.
Like,
I missed
like
the
the
Golden
Phoenix,
Throne, man.
like the phoenix, we will rise from the ashes
God,
of
we
your
can hope.
of
We
your
can hope.
shitfire.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
how's things going with the orange, the color orange? Those anti-gunners are trying to steal your color there, buddy.
They're
that's
stealing it from the
tough.
Dutch resistance, is what they're stealing it.
Yeah, how do you like that they're doing that on D-Day?
Yeah. What'd you say about Dutch rudders? Huh?
Oh boy.
What the
Dutch-
hell is Moo
Dutch
doing?
udders?
Moo, what
Wow.
the hell are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are we doing?
Freaking me out, man.
What the hell is going on?
That's right.
He's
I'll
got
be
to
over
get a
your
good
house.
view of this.
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with this panel tonight?
It's no goodness of Moo over there, I tell you.
Is he repairing an iPhone or what? Is
How bad are your eyes, bro?
that's like with the
Yeah.
optometrist puts
Yeah,
on.
I
He goes,
thought-
"Is this one better? Or is this one better? Is this one
Yeah.
better? Is that one better?"
Are
I thought my
you
eyes were bad.
have two eyes?
You know,
Don't
this
like-
obnoxious one asks what the hell's going on. Something ain't right.
Don't let Gary lie. He's fixing to pull out his set of those too.
Better or worse? Better.
Which one's the first three or? Let's see.
Is it good?
What is this? Gary's lost.
Yep.
You name it, I got it.
Oh man.
Oh
Gary,
man.
you're kicking
And
out
Rich,
Hitler
what's
for
going on?
what?
Hey, we're halfway through. Rich, what's going on?
Nothing. Let it go. About nothing. We did the Seinfeld thing.
I got nothing.
We even have people doing Seinfeld, so I mean, it worked out perfectly.
I need to change my name to A, the Gun Snob, so I don't have to wait till the very 30 minutes into the show to say hi.
We'll still make you wait.
Who said we were going to let you say hi?
Yeah, he'll just start at the other end, but you still come up at the end. So,
Well, basically, what we're going to do is we're just going to go through the panel for the intros and then just swing right back around for the party goodbyes because that's about long.
at this rate, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Seven
this is
Wonders, what's
closer.
going on?
Me?
Yeah,
Don't talk to
Talked
me.
enough, haven't I?
Well, I
me?
got nothing to say.
I got
He
enough.
locked up. I called on him and he locked up. Me? What?
He's all what?
I didn't do it.
Steady.
I thought I already talked.
She told me she was 18.
Oh my god!
Big bomb. Nope.
Snob, I guess you're up next.
Stop choking that chicken.
Whoa.
Well, I would say I was glad to be here and thankful for the invite, but I'm here.
Yeah. No, I can understand that.
You like to be honest.
Seven's still talking and doesn't realize he's muted, so don't worry.
That's all right. I mean, it's
You do that all the time.
You know, this is all
I
a
know,
knock.
that's
This
the
is all
thing.
not a knock. This is all
That's
snob's
the whole
fault.
thing. I
Yeah.
felt like I talked enough, so I went ahead and muted myself, just for the sake of the rest of you guys, especially G Webs, because I know he's tired of hearing me talk. So
Yeah, well, this happening is all snob's fault because he had to come over to my show whining about how lonely he was sitting over here by himself.
I mean, technically, G Webs and Midnight icons are in there, but I never heard them.
Travis, what's happening?
Hey, not much, man. Appreciate the invite. I want to go on record and correct myself, if possible. We got to go back to those Rossi Circuit Judge choke tubes. Real quick. Okay, so what I discovered, and I was off on this. The smooth bore choke tube that goes in the Rossi Circuit Judge, that is for shooting the 45 Colt. You guys are right. What I thought was a rifled choke tube is not. It actually has straight rifling in it, and that's used to stop the spinning of the shot. So when you're going to shoot the 410 shot, you have to have the straight rifled choke tube in the gun. This is driving me nuts because I kept thinking I haven't looked at ours in like a year, so I couldn't remember exactly.
It must have rifling in the barrel.
Yes.
That thing you're talking about for the shot is to kind of counter the barrel, the rifling that's already in there. Okay.
Yep, prevents the shot from spinning. See, we keep the Winchester PDX Defender ammo in it that's got those like pucks and shot in it. It's kind of a wicked little round. And so that, I don't know which choke tube we have. It tells you on the box which one you're supposed to be running. But as for finding the choke tubes, you can, if you call Taurus Direct, you can order them. You can't find them anywhere else. I've pretty much scoured the internet, and they're not available anywhere. There's people complaining about not being able to buy those choke tubes as far back as like 2014 and 2015 because they bought a used one and they only got one choke tube with it, or they lost one, and they're tiny. I mean, they're like less than small.
So when I had my the keel over and under, and that was Winchester import, I think it was a Winchester import from Russia, and they were kind of obscure because they were from Russia. So getting the parts from the manufacturer was, I don't even know, because there were aftermarket places, that make all the fancy performance ones and whatever that made them. So have you guys checked those places that make that's all their job is to make tubes?
Yeah, there's a company based out of Kansas that's a huge supplier of choke tubes for shotguns. That's actually where we got them for my wife's Stoeger Condor. We got her a turkey choke tubes for the youth model in 20 gauge. Yeah, try saying that. Yeah, turkey choke tubes for a 20 gauge, and they actually made them for that particular shotgun. And that shotgun's not patterned after any other industry standard. It's its own thing. So there probably is a company out there that makes them for it, but I couldn't get anything to pop up like on the first 2 or 3 pages of Google.
It's a tube with a dimension, and they run it through a tube or whatever. So it's got to be possible to get one.
Yeah, I would think so. As much as they've sold those things, you'd think there'd be one other company out there making them.
So this is your buddy Stan from SS Pawn that's looking for this choke tube?
I don't know who sent the question.
It was Buck.
Oh, I thought you said Stan.
Yeah, somebody said Stan. It was.
Yeah, Buck Stanley.
Buck Stanley.
Oh,
yeah.
Grandpa gun loving Grandpa Stanley.
Suppose if you scour the tables at Tulsa, you could probably find one. Or you could just buy another circuit judge, and then you'll have a set of two, and you can just swap out between the two guns. Anyway, not to make it a gun chat, but this is just driving me nuts when I can't find a part. It's like, okay, it's got to be out there somewhere.
Yeah, I know. It was driving me nuts on my show.
Oh my God!
Like, just contact Rossi, man. I don't know.
Well, it tours sometimes, like magazines for some of their older guns, and you just can't find them. I mean, they're made in limited production anyway. If you don't buy them at the time when you get the gun, when they're available, many times you can't find them anymore. So that's not uncommon, Especially again if it's not a mag that's shared with any other gun that you can make it work either.
Yeah, that's the downside of some of those not uber popular things. And if you pass up on some of the aftermarket parts or some of the the additional parts or something, and 10 years down the road you can't find the damn things, or they're super, super expensive.
So what about the mags for your Bursa? I always wanted to ask you about that because I've been interested in picking up one of their semi-autos, not a Thunder, but one of their different polymer 9s or whatever. Do you have a hard time finding mags for that gun? Are they even available?
I only have 2 mags for my 9. That's the full size, which they don't make that. They don't make that
or something like that. Yeah.
No. The BP9 is that's the striker fired.
Okay.
I have the hammer fired single action, double action. Both of mine are single double. First, the 9mm is the first one I bought, and I have it only came with 1 mag, and the mags are really the factory mags. I mean, I don't know what they're like now. Okay, because I should say, because I have mine 40 is newer, and the 40 mags, actually I have one laying here. The 40 mags are nice. They're steel mags.
Yeah.
They kind of look like a Browning mag. Doesn't Browning have that little diamond cut into them? Somebody, I forget. Somebody has one that looks like this. I don't know.
There's a lot of mags that have that kind of.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, yeah.
Yeah. So this is for my 40. It has the pinky extension already on it. It's 10 round, and they're steel. The mags are really, really nice. I will say, they're real rugged. They're real. They're kind of heavy. You know what I mean? But
yeah, they're kind of thick.
Yeah. If you're looking for something to be really, really light, it's not. That wouldn't be the way to go. But even when I bought my 9mm, which was back in 2000 and I don't know, 5-ish maybe. Those mags are the same way. They're really rugged. They're really nice steel. Now, that my 9 only came with 1, so I bought a second mag, and they were, even back then in like 2005 or 6, they were $40-some bucks.
Yeah.
So I bought a Pro Mag, just as a secondary mag, not knowing anything about Pro Mag at the time. And the build quality is okay. I've never had any malfunctions with it.
Yeah.
That I don't have with my other mag. Now, that gun doesn't like Remington UMC. Everything else I've put through it has been fine, but Remington UMC, when I first bought it, had issues with it. And it was in both mags, so I just stopped buying Remington, and everything else I've sent through it has been fine. But I don't know why. But the Pro Mag is fine for range use, I would say, but I would never carry it as a secondary mag or something because the spring is really weak. I would see, I mean, it's probably 20% less force than the original mag. It's noticeably weaker. Now the mags for my 40, it came with 2 mags. So I never bought another one. I don't know how much they are, but I think they're in the 40s also. They're pretty pricey.
Okay.
But the build quality is really nice. I mean, they're really rugged. They're I definitely say that they're definitely high quality.
Their semi-autos just in general seem to be well built. I don't know about the Thunders. I know Yankees complain about knowing people that have frame cracks on the Thunders.
Well, I have
material, but
I've had a couple issues with things.
Okay.
My finish on my 9mm is garbage. It's a nickel plated.
Yeah, you talked about flaking off. Yeah.
Yeah, I would never buy another nickel plated gun unless it was a really, really high quality nickel plated gun. I wouldn't try and go budget nickel plated again. I think that was wrong. But I think the new ones, I don't think they have a nickel plating on any of them. I think they're stainless or they're the black matte, whatever you want to call it.
Sure.
Whatever.
Phosphate coat or something or whatever.
Phosphate, yeah, something like that. Now the coating is not great. It is pretty thin and it wears really fast. If it's a carry gun and you don't really give a shit about it, I'd say just get it, and it is what it is. You get some wear marks on it pretty easily though. I don't know about their stainless. They have like the duotone and stuff. And they're really sharp looking. I don't know how that is, but I do have, as much as I liked them when I first bought them, and the things that I liked about Bursa are things that some of those things I don't love now. The controls are really big, and you can see this on Clover just did that video on the 45, the Thunder 45 he used to carry.
Yeah.
The Thunder 45 is very similar to my 40. It's a little bit bigger, but the controls are the same, like the slide lock and the safety and stuff. They're really big. The controls are really big, which I liked when I first got the gun. And now I'm not as in love with them, and they seem a little too big. They do have now. I don't know. I've never handled one of the striker fired ones. I don't know what the striker fired is like as far as build quality. I've never handled.
Yeah, Stan's got one of the BDPs, like the single stacks in stock, like an FDE. It's really nice. It kind of reminds me of like a fancied up car, CT9 or whatever. I mean, it's a little bit nicer and stuff.
Fancied up car.
Well, cars can get expensive. Cars can go into the $500-$700 range if you want them to.
Don't get me started on cars.
No, I had a CT9 for a couple of years. It was fine. I sold it, but yeah.
My thing, I know the toughest thing for me, not the toughest thing, but one of the things I feel like about Bursa now, having owned one for years, or owned 2 of them for years,
yeah,
is I think if they would just bump up the quality in 1 or 2 little areas, I think they could. If they had a better name, they could charge more for the guns. I think they're really good guns. There's a few things about them that I think are kind of low quality. I actually have to send mine back because my slide lock lever cracked and it broke.
Oh wow!
It's that cheap, like
Talking mem parts here, kind of like a powder. It just feels like it's kind of break.
Yeah,
You know, it's kind of
so
powdery.
it must have had a weak spot in it or something. You know what I mean? And it actually broke. But and the coating, like I said, the phosphorus coating or whatever you want to call it, is not good. It's really cheap. It's really thin and it wears easily. But other than that, like they shoot great. They have good sights on them. You know, my 40 has SIG compatible sights. It's got good capacity. It's 10+1. Feels great in my hand. It's everything else about it I think is really good. You know, it's just I think you could see where they tried to save a little bit of money on a couple of things, and if you care about that, you care about that. If you don't, you don't.
Well, when you set back that lever, did they give you a lever?
Yeah. I say it both ways. I think sometimes I don't know.
I just say it to irritate people on purpose, you know, just because I know it's going to listen, or it's like calling it a clip instead of a mag. It just instantly pisses off half the chat.
Oh,
you
it's
know?
awesome. Oh, yeah.
It's just a trigger, fun trigger mechanism to mess around with people. Lever.
But it's nice. Takedown is really easy. It's, you know, like a Brown. It's the Browning style barrel in it. And they're really easy to clean. And I feel like if they would change the coating and maybe look at the quality of some of the parts, and I don't mean the internals either. I just mean, like, you know, some of the feel, the look of it. If it was a Smith & Wesson or something, they'd be charging a lot more for it. And, you know.
And I mean, but some of the Bursa guns can get kind of pricey though. Some of their handguns can get up in the, you know, $400 or $500 range.
Yeah, they're in the low fours.
Yeah,
they're in the low fours, but they have an alloy frame that's not, you know, it's hammer fired. It does have a rail on it, which is nice, and the grip's really nice and checkered. It's I mean, that's what I mean. I'm sure for them it's kind of a tough decision to charge a little bit more or try and save some of the costs, you know what I mean? Because they don't have like a high quality name. It's not a gun that people think about when they think of a high quality gun, even though I think they're pretty good.
Yeah, I've always liked the Thunders. I like the Thunder Combat mod. I'd like to pick up one of those at some point. That's a slightly different version of the Thunder.
Yeah, I've never shot any of the 380s. You know, I've watched a couple of you know, videos on them and stuff like that, and you know, somebody made a good point with them, and they were talking about the capacity versus size. I think it might have been a Paul Harrell video when he was talking about capacity versus size. As far as a 380 goes, it's not small enough. You could pocket carry it if you really wanted to, but it's not necessarily that small. But the capacity isn't great for the size it is. Like if it was a little bit smaller and had that capacity, it would be a little more desirable. Or if it's the size it is now and it held another 2 rounds or something like that, or was a 9mm maybe, because they're not super tiny, you know, compared to some of the other stuff on the market now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just going to ask, compared to like a SIG P238, the Thunder's a little bigger.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I mean, but you already said you didn't shoot a 380. I wonder if anybody shot a 380, and if so, how does it compare to a SIG?
I know Gunpowder Beauty or Tardot, or I think Gunpowder used to carry one. She had a Thunder 380. I know they had issues with. I think Tardot said they had issues with their mag, the factory mag, but never had issues with an aftermarket mag. So they must have had a bad mag or something. But
yeah.
But that's cool. So are you gonna be able to shoot that Bursa? Do you think, or is that a new one?
No, this one's in the case. It's in the case for sale. I won't get it because I'm putting money back for 1911. So it's just one that's been in there. I've been tempted to pick it up, but there's a few other guns that are kind of $250 to $300 guns I'm looking at right now too, that kind of strike my curiosity a little bit. So
yeah, I don't know how much they go for.
Oh, Bursa Thunders. I was just looking them up a couple minutes ago. The Thunder Combat There's one model that's like 235 on Buds. Buds, the other one is like 293. If you get the larger, they'll make like a larger version that has a more extended capacity. Those tend to cost about $50 more than the than just the standard models.
Talking about Versas?
Yeah. I think they started around the 275 range or something.
So for the 13 or 14 or so years that I hung out at the gun shop, over the years, Bob liked them. The owner of the shop liked them because they were inexpensive and decent markup. And they were, you call them like an introduction gun, I guess. People buy them and then either they get into guns or they don't. But they're comfortable and they're ergonomic and blah, blah, blah. But the guys at the shop didn't like them because they break so much. And you're going to bring somebody into I'm a new shooter or whatever. You're going to give them something that's iffy. And you guys can have all the personal experience you want. I'm going off of 13 years at a shop, and they carry guns based on what makes their customers satisfied and what makes the shop, actually run. Like, you piss somebody off, you sell them something that's garbage, they don't come back to your shop, you're not in business anymore, especially in Tucson where we have like 18 gun shops. So they quit. The guys did not want them on the shelves. They did not want used ones ever. They wouldn't, even Bob wouldn't buy a used one. They're not good guns. So they're made, for what they are. But, and again, there's a lot of people that buy them and they let them sit in their safe and they never have a bad experience, but that's not a true glimpse of that gun. And they are comfortable or whatever. They're mimicked after whatever other guns are mimicked after, but they're just making a commodity there, and it is what it is. So all I'm saying is that they, there's people out there that loathe them, that would not want them around.
Yeah. I that's what I mean. I think they could be a lot better than they are. And this is the one. This is the one you're talking about, the BPCC.
Yeah,
it does look like a car, especially when it's in silver. It does kind of look like a car.
Well, it's real. The slide looks about the same, and it's very thin. It's like a 1 inch, less than an inch width. And it's got kind of the magazine. The butt plate sticks out of the bottom. Magazine base plate sticks out of the bottom a little bit. Which, that was the one thing I didn't like about my CT9, is that the handle was so long on it. That was the one part that was a pain to conceal that would show up the most for printing.
Yeah. So, I like I said, I have not bought anything since I bought this 40, and I like it, but I don't like it enough to buy another one. I don't recommend them necessarily.
I mean, I would just say, just get yourself a shield.
Oh yeah.
If you want to go small, you want to get into a 9mm at a minimum. I mean, you can get those in 40 also, and I mean, price wise, you're going to spend maybe $75 more.
Yeah.
And just get something that's going to be maybe a little more reliable. But I'm not trying to start up a firestorm. I like the Glock 43. I like the 42. There's a lot of good guns out there.
And when I bought my 40, I wasn't. Hold on a second. When I bought my 40, I wasn't. I don't know. I had a thing really unsubstantiated, but I didn't really want to. I was not into strikers. I didn't want a striker fire pistol. I just sort of got it in my head that I didn't feel like they were going to be as reliable as a hammer fired, and so I've learned a lot since then. So it's definitely different. I'm definitely interested in the striker fire pistol world now, and the polymer stuff. I wanted something that was steel. I wanted something that was, or at least a metal frame. These are aluminum frame. I wanted a hammer fired. I wanted single action, double action. Everything that I wanted, it had. And now, being a little bit more knowledgeable, those things don't matter to me as much as something that's going to be quality. And also something too is aftermarket accessories and parts and stuff. Something like the shield or a Glock, there's lots of aftermarket stuff. There's lots of holsters. There's lots of that kind of stuff. There's not a whole lot of holsters for, a gun like this. There's some out there, but it's not like a shield or a Glock where, you could go to a gun show and find like a used one for super cheap. It's like, oh, that's pretty cool for $10. Hell, I'll snag that. You've got to search stuff out, and you're paying a good penny for it.
Okay, so you guys are talking about this. At what point does that become a factor in what firearms you purchase / what firearm, how you value a firearm. If it's super ergonomic, but it's so obscure you can't buy magazines or anything for it, is it still even, worth buying?
Well, yeah, I think it depends on what you're doing with it, because if you're buying it for me, I'm the last year or so, like I've had carry guns sort of on my mind, and that's one of the things that is important to me, is I think buying something that's gonna have some aftermarket, like a good amount of holsters available, and things like that. This one I'm carrying it in a DeSantis dual carry, and it carries okay in it, but it's not something that I'm going to be able to just pick up a new holster here, there, wherever for it and have it fitted really nice. So I think it depends on what you like for it. I don't know. Anybody else wants to chime in here? I mean, if it's something that you're just taking to the range, who cares? You can throw it in a gun sock and take it to the range or something. One of those zip up, zipper gun socks or whatever, gun rugs, not a gun sock, but a gun rug, and throw it in the bottom of your range bag or something. That's no big deal. But if you actually want to have, or you start looking at some of the lights and lasers that are specifically made for something, the shield and Glocks and stuff, even if your gun doesn't have a rail on it, Laser Light or Crimson Trace or whoever probably makes a one of the clamp on models that clamps onto the finger guard. I can't get something like that.
Yeah, if you're up for Smith & Wesson, wait till the end of this month, beginning of July. They usually run their summer gun days, and you can get like buku rebates, or wind up getting free magazines or free gear or free something along those lines with S&W. They run those 3 times a year.
How you doing, Glim Tech? What's up?
Good, not bad. How about you? Late as usual.
No, that's okay. Yeah, I really need to get over one of these days, or I should do it some morning or something. Swing over to the one range that rents gun and shoot a shield. I know they have them over there. I've never shot one. Rob says the only problem with this shield is it is addicted to ammo.
And that they are.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys carry on a daily basis? Moo, what do you carry? I don't know. Moo just passed out on his keyboard.
He's great.
Gizzard, you carry your Glock mostly.
Am I
right?
back in?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh shit! I was already unmuted. Carry wise, it goes in between my 340 Smith & Wesson 357 Magnum and my Glock 43.
Mm-hmm.
Going back to what G says, I do actually kind of pay attention to magazine prices and magazine availability now when I look at guns. Because you start to get into some relatively inexpensive guns that are coming into the market. A lot of the polymer guns, like I look at a lot of the Turkish import guns, and you might not be able to find a mag for them.
Yeah, I'm not a big mag person. I mean, if I have 3 mags, I'm fine with that. I know a lot of people like to have 4 or 5 for everything. Even 2 for a carry gun. I'd like to have 3, so that I could have one in it, have one in my truck, and then have one, maybe somewhere else. But and for me, mag prices, if I'm only going to buy 1 or 2 other ones, an extra $10 a mag isn't going to be that big of a deal. That's not a make it or break it for me. But if you're likes to have 6 mags and they're an extra $15,
I'm just talking just availability in general. I mean, can you get them from somebody else? Like case in point, the Taurus PT809, they quit making that. They replaced it with the TH9. Well, apparently the mags aren't compatible. So in a lot of my PT 840 videos, people are saying, where can I get mags for this gun? You know, I bought one used, springs are worn out. Where can I get mags for it? There's none available. Or you'll go on Gun Broker and they're going for like $60 a pop because they're like the last new mags that are out there, you know. When we were looking at Tulsa, I found PT 809 mags and used, they were like $30 a piece.
Oh, yeah.
I found a couple of them because I had a few people that were looking for them. And, you know, unfortunately, the TH9 mags are not compatible, even though the gun is virtually identical, but Taurus does that. So when a gun's out of production and you want to keep shooting it, and these are people that they use their weapons a lot, you know, at the range or whatnot. And yeah, you can't get mags for it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it is. I mean, I'll look and see, okay, do I have to order them direct from the manufacturer? Can I get them? Are they available on some other distributor? You know, are they made by another company? So yeah, it does kind of affect my purchases nowadays.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what do you carry?
Me?
Me?
Who you talking to?
I don't know. You asked me the question.
Well, yeah. I just talked about it for 15 minutes. What I carry. Gizzard carries his Glock. Glimtech, what do you carry?
For work or for not work?
Whatever.
Okay, so for work, we're restricted to either the Glock 19, SIG P229 357 SIG, or the P320 and 357 SIG. I'm a 357 SIG guy, so I bounce between the SIG and the P320. My everyday is usually the P320, and I usually do that subcompact and 357 SIG.
Oh, cool.
So they actually mandate what caliber you carry the other two in?
Yes, it's a government required caliber.
I wish I had that problem in my job.
Why not? Why the G19 then? The other two have to be 357 SIG, but the 19 only has to be 9mm.
Because we have certain wimpy females that can't qualify with a 357 SIG.
So
there it is.
Shots fired.
And I will go there.
Shots fired.
The obnoxious. Can you give me a?
Oh no, you didn't.
Views of.
The views expressed by Glimtech Arms are the views and opinions of Glimtech Arms only. The views and opinions of anybody on the panel, especially not Midnight Range TM, because he has no views or opinions.
Thank you.
The only reason I say that with some affinity is because I qualify them, and I see it all the time, constantly, all the time.
Well, I mean,
so
somebody argue with that. I mean, good luck, I guess.
I speak it the truth, you know, from my background or from my experience. So,
hey, man, 357 SIG it's a stout round. I'm not gonna lie. It's fun to shoot, but it does buck pretty good. I mean, it's not painful, but can be a little hard to get back on target quickly.
It is. It's easier in the 229s, but in the P320s, it'll fight you. It'll sting.
What I've never shot a 357 SIG. Compared to a 40, what's recoil like?
It's snappier.
It kicks. I've only fired it through a Glock. It kicks more than a 40, but it almost feels like a oh my god. And this is stupid comparison, but like a 357 mag revolver. The SIG,
you want the recoil?
Very similar kind of feel. Yeah, there you go. That'll hurt, man.
See,
not quite 44 mag pain, but just a step below that. Yeah.
You'll get two different philosophies behind that, because there are actually people that prefer shooting the 357 SIG because it doesn't kick as much as the 40 because it's a hotter round.
Yeah, 357 SIG does not kick as much as 180 grain 40.
However, you have a lot more blast out of the 357 SIG. So trust me, if you forget your ears, you will know it.
Yes. I personally carry 135 grain 40 Smith & Wesson round because it's similar to the 357 SIG in ballistics and recoils less than what the 180 grain or 165 grain 40 would.
Yeah, if you have an opportunity to try it, if you have a range that allow you to do it. And granted, at one point in time, it used to be like a kind of a taboo round because that was originally made for law enforcement, but nobody wanted to make ammo for it, so it became very costly. So they kind of dropped it. The feds still carry it. You'll see a lot of
Ohio Patrol.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of state police still carry it. Also, rangers. You'll see a lot of wood ranger. You know, a lot of those guys out in the woods and the fields and stuff like that carrying that because it's a good penetrator.
And the air marshals carry it, don't they?
Yes, yeah, federal air marshals carry it. That's a required round for them.
I will tell you, Midnight, if you do go rent a 357 SIG at an indoor range, you will never get hit by as much brass as you will of that bouncing off the wall next to you and coming back at you.
Yep. That spits some grass. But then again, too, if you really, if there's people there at the range you want to clear out real quick, unload a couple of magazines and they'll carry on and move elsewhere.
All right. G, you carry LCR, right?
I used to. I quit carrying that gun.
He carries a potato gun.
Potato gun. Can't go wrong with that. Pfeiffer says he wants a 357 SIG barrel for his shield. Yeah. Orange mate, you carry what? Sun-kissed oranges?
No, I carry a P320 compact and 357 SIG is my normal. And lately I've been carrying the G19 because I'm testing out the Alien Gear holster.
How's that run with Dan Wesson mags? Good.
Probably wouldn't run for crap because the Dan Wesson magazines are single stack and I'd have a hell of a time getting them into this P320.
I'm sorry. I passed on you quick. I didn't realize you had more to say. I thought you muted yourself back up. I must have.
Is there time? Do we still have time?
Yeah, go back to G-Web. What the fuck? Was he carrying?
I'm sorry. I semi-gizzarded you.
So I started carrying a 50 Deagle, and then
no, you did not.
That's not always appropriate. So then I also carry a 22 short and AA.
Are you just trying to look good for my wife, but talking about carrying a Deagle or what?
Bullshit.
Trying to look cool.
Some of us carry Deagles. That's just how it is.
Dude, I would. I don't blame him.
Big ass gold one with the tiger stripes.
Yeah, just like the one in Call of Duty.
She's gonna be getting a plane ticket to Arizona now.
I carry those orange flare guns.
There you go, from Walmart. You gave him in the fishing department. Yeah.
No. Obnoxious sold me a pair. They're freaking 12 gauge and they're awesome.
Yep, I used to do a wield of those.
You bump fire those?
Oh man.
You bump fire flare guns. Thump thump.
Oh yeah.
She said you're making fun of her. I don't think she's making fun of you.
Who's making fun of who?
She thinks G's making fun of her. I don't think so.
What?
Unless he knows she's a Deagle fan.
Oh.
She's brought them up before, and I was like, you know how much they are, right? You know how much one of those things is, right?
I think they're a little under $1,000 if you want to get into a basic one in all black.
No, not the. No, she's talking about like the gold tiger stripe one. I'm like, they're like, $2,000. They're pushing $2,000.
Not for Desert Eagle for a Deagle 50.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at classic. There's one 1367 in 44 mag.
The tiger stripe, the gold tiger stripe. No way.
Yeah, those. I'm not talking gold tiger stripe. Here's a.
Yeah, we're talking 50 in the gold tiger stripe. They're like $1,800.
Okay.
I think. Not in Pfeiffer says not to mention the cost to shoot it. Yeah, just have to keep cleaning it over and over again and save money until next year to be able to shoot it.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
The problem is you can't clean a gold gun forever. You know what I mean? Like eventually, you're just not gold there anymore.
Now, is that a real gold plating, or is that just gold.
Got to be something.
Probably electroplated. Yeah, I don't know. Probably mention on their website what they do.
We can play anything at the jewelry store.
Huh?
I can replay anything you want.
Yeah.
What the hell are you talking about?
His job, man.
We own a jewelry store. I can.
Oh, a jewelry
I
store.
can put some platinum on that sumbitch if you want.
There you go.
That'd be sweet, man. Platinum Eagle. Oh.
There you go. Let's go.
Platinum frame with a gold slide. Ooh, that'd be nice.
All right, the wife's down for it. She's ready for it. All you got to do is get somebody to donate the gun, and we'll get right on it.
They call it titanium gold. That's the actual finish name. So yeah, it's probably some sort of like a not necessarily gold plate or any kind of a carat weight to the gold at all, but just like a titanium that's colored gold, I suppose. Yeah.
I'll put silver on it and charge you for titanium.
There you go. Shiny.
What is this? Brushed aluminum? What the hell is this?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, she's got her fun started.
She's got her fun started, she says.
Tell you what, man, 44 mag, those are so much fun to shoot.
Well, Travis has my email address, Mia, so email me anytime you want.
There you go.
How much for silver bullets? We may or may not have a werewolf problem.
I can't afford silver bullets if I'm getting a gold gun.
We need both.
Oh, shit, I'm screwed then.
Mm-hmm.
Hope I don't run into no werewolves. And who's next? Rich.
We're going through the panel.
No, we're talking about guns now. We're talking about carry guns. Rich, you're carrying that M&P, right?
Yeah, one of 3 different ones, or my Taurus G2C.
Got a lot of options.
Yes, it's either going to be my M&P 2.0 compact, my M&P Shield M40, my M&P EZ380, or the G2C.
Smith & Wesson just called.
Yeah.
Well, I'm carrying my Smith & Wesson 627, but I don't got a holster for that monster.
Which one?
627. End frame 357 Magnum with an 8-round cylinder.
Nice. I sold my 629 like a dumbass.
Seven, what do you carry? A cat? Just carry a cat with you all day long?
Hell yeah, I carry a rabid cat.
Run away! Run away!
Yeah.
Actually, I carry same thing Patriot does. I got the Sig P238. What do we call that thing? Equinox or Equinox?
Yeah,
for some of you Americans. But yeah, because I can shoot my Legion in 9 just fine, but I have not yet found a carryable size 9mm that doesn't like hurt me. So yeah, it's because of the ruptured disc and fibromyalgia stuff. So yeah, P238, but it's accurate and I'm pretty good with it. So it is what it is.
They're nice, and I mean we have a 938, and I'll tell you what, they're really solidly built pistols.
Yeah.
And for something in a 9 or a 380, they have enough weight to them that it really helps, absorb some of that recoil. They're nice.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And Travis, what do you carry?
Kind of depends on the time of the year. Since Nebraska, I mean, we got winter that lasts like 6 months. I have a coat over it, or a couple layers of clothing, a G17 with an outside the waistband holster, like just Kydex. That's what for traveling weekends. During the week, if I need to conceal, then I just do my Ruger EC9S, and I've got a second mag for it.
The G17 is the step up from the 19, right?
Yeah, 17 is a larger capacity. It's your 17 plus 1, just 9mm.
Right.
I like that when we travel and stuff, when I've got a big bulky winter coat on, you can conceal damn near anything, So I just, especially if it's a road trip, like holiday travel and stuff like that, or I know we're going to be around family, I'll usually just pack that. And honestly, I also like my Smith & Wesson SD9 VE. It's never let me down, and I shoot it well. And that's G17 sized. And you can use G19. You can use G19 holsters with an SD9 VE, which is kind of nice because I've got holsters that there you go. That's my bedside gun setup right there. I got a TLR1 on mine, HL. And you say what you want, man. Once you get used to the trigger,
Is he in your bedroom?
That's bedside gun, man. That one is with my light on it. Yeah, that's my bedside gun.
That's what I'm saying. Is he in your bedroom?
No, not anymore. No. But honestly,
now we broke up.
If I would do it again, I'd probably get that in 40 just to have a slightly more powerful round because it's the same price for the 40.
And just remember, for every SVE you buy, you donate $1 to Glock.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, right.
Hey, it's a hell of a design. That's probably why it runs so well.
That was part of the lawsuit.
Yeah. No, I thought that was for the original Sigmas, was that for the VEs also?
Yep, that was for.
Yeah, under the hood they look virtually identical, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, but when you buy the Smith & Wesson version, you're actually paying what the Glock should cost too. So.
Yeah, you can get those for $269 right now from CDNN in 9 or 40.
Yep.
And
it's cheap.
Yeah, and I did replace the guide rod with a stainless steel guide rod because I've just not a big fan of the polymer ones that come with the SD9s. And some people say, "Oh, it's going to crack your frame." I've done probably 400 or 500 rounds through that gun with the polymer, with the stainless guide rod, and I've yet to see any issues with it. So I'm not saying go do it.
I got 10 boxes of rounds through this thing, and it hasn't even hiccuped one time.
Well, see, I had an SD9 VE that I bought like four or 5 years ago, and I had the polymer guide rod, and it was very flimsy. It had trouble going into battery. So I bought a Galloway stainless steel setup for it with the same pound weight of the spring. And then after that, man, it goes into battery with authority, function, no problems at all. And then I bought the second one down the road. I sold that, and then I bought another one used actually for $200 and replaced the guide rod with an NDZ Performance one that you buy off of eBay. They make a lot of accessories. They're a decent company, and those were like $20, I think, off eBay. And it's been fine. It's a great gun, man. Like I said, the trigger takes a little getting used to because there's no real wall before it breaks, but you just get used to it when you shoot it enough. You just know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they're underrated. I think they're great, and you got a lifetime warranty with it too if you ever need to send it in.
Yep.
So yeah, 2 Live. You've never had an issue with yours at all?
Not at all.
Have you fired? I keep critical defense, and I've only fired critical defense and then just federal full metal jacket at the range, and that's it. You ever had any problems? Yeah.
Yeah, critical defense, hollow points, and let's see what else do I have in here.
You got 15+1, and if you look around, I know Buds will Palmetto State Armory, they'll have 2 mag package deals where you can get 2 magazines for it for like $40 delivered. Right. $45. So sometimes because they're like a stainless mag, they can be a little bit pricey if you got to buy them outright, like $35-$40, like everybody else. But yeah, sometimes you get a good deal on them. So that's one of my favorites.
Yeah, that's cool. I got the big what was it? The Fiocchi big one, 15 grain bucket of shit. Range ammo. I talked to Orange One over there. He said it was great ammo, just a little dirty. But I haven't had any trouble with the 9mm there, the Fiocchi stuff.
That Fiocchi's a little temperament. Well, no, it was the old what the hell was it? The stuff that Walmart used to, I think they still carry it. It's got the brown and green box. Oh, it was made by I think they're owned by Tula now. I had trouble with that stuff. I'll have to go back and look it up and see what it is. But it looked identical to Fiocchi when you take it out of the box. It was like those gold plated, like the brass and the round would match each other. Perfecta 9mm would give me issues in multiple guns. I don't know why. It was just like a hard primer. It didn't go well with striker fired guns. I had trouble with that in my G17, my Ruger EC9. I think my Taurus has had some problems with it, like light primer strikes, or I don't know. That was just that's not my favorite ammo. I like they make good 5.56 ammo. They make good 308, but just the 9mm is kind of weird. I don't know what it is with that stuff. So I usually just go federal or. Yeah, the
only reason I like the Fiocchi ammo and that is because they run at the NATO spec.
Yes.
So you're basically shooting a 9mm plus P.
Yeah, it is a hotter round. Yeah,
much hotter.
I just ordered the what was it, the 160 round Remington bucket of 300 blackout. It was on Palmetto State Armory.
Oh, I didn't see that. How much was that?
It was cheap. It was like
oh damn, that's
$80, I think.
I seem to bite the bullet and just buy that stuff in bulk because I'm spending a lot of money out of pocket just buying boxes here and there.
Yeah, I missed that one too.
What's that?
I missed that one too, but I did find a 500 round Fiocchi one. I think it was, I forget even what that was.
Yeah, Mr. Guns and Gear put it up on his Facebook, and it was $79.99 or something like that. I'm like, son of a bitch.
Oh wow, yeah, I'm spending $13 for 20 at Walmart right now just for Federal if I can't get it on sale. And I picked up some of that Remington stuff also has been on clearance. Yeah,
I just bought. It was 150 grain, 50 rounds of blackout for $35.
Oh,
such a chump. But I was going to the range and I didn't have any ammo, so
they've got 200 grain MagTech right now for $24.99 for 50 rounds.
Nice.
Subsonic.
I really wanted to go to the range today and sight mine in, but didn't make it.
There was talking about bulk ammo. Have you guys? Okay, they started doing that Frontier ammo for the 5.56, loaded with the Hornady bullets or whatever. So I was on whatever the hell this app it used to be Slick Deal. Guns.deal used to be Slick Deals.
Oh, gundeals.com now. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the barrels? Have you seen the ad for the barrel of Hornady rounds?
No. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I saw this for the first time and I thought, I was like, it's not even really that great of a deal. I mean, in the scheme of things, but and this is a weird amount of rounds. I don't know why it's this amount of rounds, but it's 13,889 rounds and it's $3,900. But it's a big 50. It's like a big drum. It's like a big. I don't know if it's a 55 gallon
drum or 20 gallon drum, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's a big ass drum, and it comes out to like 28 cents a round, which is good, but not to the point where you're going to shell out $4,000 to save a couple cents a round.
But again, it depends on your situation. What kind of access do you have to ammo? Like, hey, if you live in California, that might be the way you want to buy it. You only got to pay for one background check on it,
Or if you're like running your own private army, I mean, it might be
if you got a range or if you shoot a lot and you just don't want to mess with going to Walmart every other weekend to buy it or go to, because in the store, you might spend more per round if you don't order it online, even at that price online.
You are saving it for sure. I mean, you have to have a pretty specific
people in Flagstaff that buy water together, right? And
there you go.
Now I'm seeing that Frontier is all match grade 75 grain 5.56. So I mean, at that price, you might be getting a good deal for what you're actually getting.
Yeah, maybe.
I got 500 rounds of it out in the garage. I picked up a 500 round container of it just to see what it was like, and that stuff actually shoots pretty well.
It does say that it says the primers may not detonate in match-tuned firearms with reduced power hammer or striker springs, which is funny because they're selling a match-grade ammo.
Yeah, but it's a 5.56.
Oh, good point. Yeah,
that's the thing. It's not made for like bolt action.
Now, where would you store that barrel? Because that thing is going to be heavy.
Dude, my bedroom, man. It's right there when I need it. It makes
my kitchen.
Yeah,
the man cave next to the computer tower, of course.
Right in the driveway.
Yeah, just in the driveway.
You drop it off.
Use it as a table. You just use it as a table.
You could have an ammo, like a lemonade ammo stand out front of your house.
Yeah.
Now my neighbors already. Hey, we're coming to your house if there's any of the apocalypse.
Yeah, there you go.
They're not. No.
Guys, I'm about to have to roll. My phone's losing battery, but I didn't want to misrepresent myself when I said earlier the P238. Did I say the same one Night Strike carries, or did I say Patriot?
You said Patriot.
All right.
Yeah, you're good.
All right. Yay. Well, thanks for having me, guys.
Yay!
You're good.
Yeah, I don't want to misrepresent anybody. So.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, Night Strike carries that 320.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he has the P320 that he got the 357 SIG barrel for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, he carries extra magazines of Band-Aids.
No, that's the only one he's carrying is 1911.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
We call it a bandolier.
You
Bandolier.
might consider a sewing kit.
Yeah.
Get some crazy glue and
That's the way to do it. Just glue it, man.
A lot of despair and self-loathing.
Yeah.
Just Gorilla Glue it together. He'll be all right.
Glue it and put a butterfly Band-Aid on it and do what you got to do.
Well, next thing you know, he's getting pulled over by the cops, and he's got a videotape glued to his penis.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I hope not.
Come on, movie reference. Come on.
Man, you lost me at that one.
Guys, I'm about out of juice. I'm gonna have to roll.
All right, I'll see you, buddy.
Later, man.
Later.
All right, guys. Thanks for having me. I enjoyed talking with you.
Thanks for coming. There's a couple of spots on the panel if anybody out there wants to hop in
and knock out the 2 live moo.
The moo.
Moo.
All right. Should we give something away?
Let's do it.
Well, your virginity is lost.
It's more of a failure.
I thought you were supposed to make obnoxious cry before anybody got anything.
Yeah, I heard some tears hitting the ground. I'm sure he saw. I'm sure he had a couple.
Boo hoo hoo. There.
There you go.
Hey, was that orange one?
It was orange juice. He was crying orange juice.
Orange Julius.
Otherwise known as the clapper.
Orange juice dripping from my eyes.
All right.
Orange
So
one sounds a little tired.
Clap on.
Clap off.
Gabe Stark says, "What are we giving away?" I don't know. I just got a couple of stickers and a patch or two
and a SIG.
Nothing. Yeah. Well, I don't have a SIG.
Yeah,
I don't
the
own
SIG 938 would be good.
The wife. That's the wife's stuff. I can't give. I'm
That's
not
right.
allowed to give away her stuff.
I'll fight her. I'm a biter.
That's creepy.
Well, did you my teeth?
Don't have top teeth.
It's weird to only. You're more of a nibbler. You're like a Batman. You're like a really shitty Batman villain. Oh, here comes the nibbler.
That's like the person that takes one bite out of the last Oreo in the box and they just put it back, and you don't know who did it, even though there's only one other person in your home. You know,
Travis, I just did that.
Seriously?
I seriously just did that.
It's the Girl Scout cookies, man. It's that last thin mint. You're like, damn it. Or that coconut, the Samoa, whatever, the caramel delights. It's in there, and you're like, she wouldn't know. And I did that one time, and I found out. She was mad. She's like, "Where's that last cookie at?" I'm like, "I don't know what you're talking about."
Moo takes the bite, puts it back in the cookie jar, kicks the back door open, runs out screaming, "Ah, the rich!"
I do that. I got that habit with cereal, like the last bowl. It's like, well, it's already in the bowl. I guess I have to eat it. And
no, you just don't pour the whole bowl.
She goes,
a little bit left in the.
You do that with toilet paper too, or what?
No, I'm the one that always replaces the rolls. No, she'd be like, "Where's the pumpkin spice nut and honey?" And I go, "What are you talking about? That stuff that's been up there for 6 months?" She goes, "Yeah." I said, "Well, I ate it. Well, I wanted that. What's been there since like July of last year? I needed to mix it with Fruity Pebbles to make out a full bowl. What do you want me to do?
I was gonna eat that. When? Next year?
Dude, yeah, I'm guilty. I'm guilty as charged. Ah, damn it.
So we got we'll do some.
What are you giving me?
What am I giving you? Nothing.
Come
Unless
on,
you-
man.
unless
You
you-
said
you
you're giving away shit.
You guys can answer the questions. It's no big deal. We got
True.
some. We'll do some closer trivia or some trivia for the channel. What?
Size 12.
Huh?
Size 12. 13. I bet you have 13 foot.
No, he's a 14. He's a big dude. No, he's 13. I agree, 13. Yeah.
Yep, 13 it is.
68.
Well, 13 or
Damn
13 or 14. 13 or 14. It depends. Sometimes depends on the
On the
brand.
width.
Like 13 in a Nike, 14 in a Croc, right? Yeah.
Actually, I think these I have a pair of Nikes on now. I think they're 14s.
Oh.
Jorge says 42, 42, 42. That equals 126, and that is wrong.
That is wrong.
All right. So here's what. Let's see if the wife is out there. We'll have her pick because I've got like 7. I got like 7 questions, and I'll let her pick 1 through 7 which question we'll ask. We'll ask the question, and whoever gets it right, we got four prizes. All right. Hope I hear her walking around up there. I don't know what's going on.
These are viewer questions, correct? So we don't ruin it like we did last time.
Was she flushed the toilet? Gaboosh.
Oh, she said number 7, she said. Okay. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
7 is I can't.
All right. So you can again if you're down on the 5 for 6. Okay, what are the prizes? Okay, here we go. So first one is going to be a sticker, 2 stickers. I got a Savage sticker, and I got
That's what I am. I'm savage.
a Midnight Range TM sticker.
Ooh.
Okay.
A what?
So I actually got in a little conversation on Instagram the other day with a rep from Savage. They put a post up about a rifle, and liked it, and we got to talking back and forth a little bit, and they sent me some stickers and a patch. So it's the Savage sticker and the Midnight Range TM patch, and then number 2 prize pack, Savage sticker. And these are pretty good. These are really nice. They're nice and thick. And we'll put that one up with a Midnight Range TM magnet.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Number 3, Midnight Range TM sticker.
Those are awesome.
And a Savage patch.
Well, that looked good on my gun safe.
Yeah,
Right
it's
on,
nice.
man.
It's a sewn patch. It's not PVC, which I think is actually kind of nice because it's a little different. A lot of times it's PVC nowadays, and these are sewn. So that's pretty cool.
Okay, so my address is.
Yeah, and then the last one is we'll do a sticker and Chairs Against the Wall patch, PVC, gearwebsites.com. Chairs
I don't
Against
have
the Wall.
any gear website stuff. I need some of that.
Phew, boy, you're a loser.
I
Loser
know.
cow. Loser cow. All right. So
All right, I'm going on the website right now and ordering something.
Do it.
Here we go. Those are one. So this one will be for the 2 stickers, Savage sticker and my sticker.
I don't
Question
like that
number
chicken.
7, she said. Question number 7. My unicorn gun. What is my unicorn gun? There's we've talked about it. Mosin? Yeah. I need something.
I have no clue.
No.
Oh, I know.
Gizzard Gary Thompson. He is correct.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
No.
Can you be more specific, Gizzard?
Thompson submachine gun.
Which, okay, we're going to.
45.
It's the
Okay.
backpack minigun.
Gizzard. Gizzard gets a stickered pack.
Yay.
I'm going to let him have that one, but he could even be more specific if he wants to be. If he could be. Could you be
I'm
more
gonna
specific?
mail Gizzard some anthrax.
Which specific Thompson submachine gun would it be if I could get a hold of one?
I'm taking a nap. I don't even want to participate.
Al Capone's.
Nope.
Nope.
It would be my grandfather's My grandfather. That was his issue rifle in the Marines. When he was in the Marine Corps, he was issued a Thompson submachine gun.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah. Yep. When he was in the Pacific. Yep. Okay. Number 2 is the Savage sticker and the hell's that thing? A magnet. All right. Where's the wipe out there? So you got 1 through 6. Which one? Which question should I ask? 1 through 6.
7.
Okay.
He's just saying that because he already knows the answer.
2.
You still get it wrong. Number 3. Okay, so you know what? Okay, here we go. Number 3. Who was the very first gun channel member I ever had in a hangout?
G-Webs.
Nope.
Fuck.
It wasn't me.
NEA, nope. NEA, nope. Ellis, nope.
Sarge.
Nope.
Mr. Guns and Gear. He's sexy.
Mm-hmm.
Patriot, nope.
Wait a minute, did I just say that? Whoa.
P.T. Pfeiffer, Gizzard Gary.
What?
Yep.
It's me.
It was. It wasn't. That was the first time I went live. It was a practice live.
So we should blame Gary, like he had the opportunity to already.
He's like John Connor had he not pulled it off, and the Terminator still took over.
We should blame Gary.
Yep.
All my fault.
So let me get this right, Gizzard. You had the opportunity to nip this in the bud.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's why he keeps joining these chats. He's like, hopefully, he's helping to rectify it.
In a way, I'm responsible for all this.
That's right.
Next question.
And what's funny is, I think the first time I ever went live, I didn't realize I was live until, and this might have been on my phone. I don't remember. Might have still been on my.
Was Mia like unclothed?
No. I was downstairs. I just went live to try it, and I didn't realize I was live until like Melvin Nutt and Grim 90 popped up, and I was like, oh shit, I'm live. They're like, hey, what's going on? Oh, she says number 1 for the next one. The next one this is a good one too. This is the sticker and the Savage patch.
I don't want that.
This is another great question. I'm glad she picked this one too. Who was my Memorial Day show dedicated to?
The Rainbow Revolution.
Gary Gizzard.
Yes. Nope. Yeah, Gary Gizzard. Obnoxious says, no, not my grandfather.
Oh.
No, it was not my grandfather.
Memorial Day.
Was it last week, right?
I was on vacation. I didn't watch.
Oh, you don't have the internet where you were on vacation? Huh?
Actually, I didn't.
Oh, shit. Liar.
It must have been.
Oh.
Let's see.
I know.
You just got to look it up. If you have to look it up, you got to look it up.
No, that's cheating.
I don't get to play.
World Day.
That's actually me. The wife says, "Moo, you can guess his nickname." That's true. That's actually a pretty good guess.
What?
But he doesn't have he doesn't know how to find the internet in the world. So when he's not at his house, so I mean, he's not gonna.
I don't have a house.
He's got a shack, a barn. When you're not at the barn,
it's utterly easy.
Yeah.
Oh, it's. God damn it.
Just got to look back. Go back to that
I'm not gonna cheat.
Yeah. Well, if nobody cheats, then nobody's going to get it. We're going to be here all goddamn night, and I know G doesn't want that. He's already sick of this shit.
All right, give me a hint.
Begins with a T. She's giving you hints out there.
Is it Tutterly?
Let's go back to the show and whoever can go back. This is
Two Live Moo.
Two Live Moo. There you go. Yeah. I dedicated my show to you when you weren't here.
Taint.
Travesty.
No.
It's in the description of the video. Yeah, Rich White got it.
What?
Mr. Blaine G. Walter Jr. His nickname was Teets. He was a very good friend of my grandfather's. And
I see.
She says Blaine, or she says Grim for the win. I don't see. The hell? I don't know where Grim's not here. He went to basic training in the Marines with my grandfather. They were separated, and he was killed in action.
No,
yeah, it was Grim. It was Grim for the win. He got it in there.
I don't. Where was Grim?
YouTube chat. Yep, right above.
When I got on goddamn Top Chat, stupid ass YouTube, man, screwing up my already screwed up show. Oh yeah, there you go. Grim did get it. Oh, man, good. I thought Rich won it there for a second. Whew. All right. So we got one more. So we did number 1, we did number 7, and we did number 3. So we got 2, 4, 5, or 6.
5.
Looking for the wife here. And this one is for the sticker and the chairs against the wall patch. Number 5. This is a goofy one. If you kind of have to follow me on Instagram to know this one.
God damn it.
You just suck at everything, don't you?
That's the only one.
We'll have to do it. We'll have to do another one that involves milk or something, so you know. All right, we'll do this one in the food and guns category.
Wagyu beef.
How? Yeah. How do I say this?
Wait, let me turn it up. All right, go ahead.
Okay, so I did an Instagram post, and I did a split screen photo of 2 things: my Savage 308 and a mushroom. What were the same about them? Why did I put that post up?
Onions.
How were they alike? Onions. Okay, yeah, onions.
How are they alike? Oh my god.
Let's see.
Mushrooms are harvested in the same country as the gun was made.
Obnoxious one got it, but we're not going to give it to him. So the next person that says it wins.
They both smell like my feet.
Now I am crying.
All right, we'll give it to Obnoxious.
No, pick another question and give it to somebody. Pick another question and put that out there. I don't want your.
No, you got it.
I don't want your patch. I want the patch, but I don't want your sticker.
Oh, he wants his patch.
All right, we'll give you the patch. We'll do one more question just for the sticker. How about that? Because Obnoxious is a bitter.
I have your stick. I have a sticker from you, and I have a chair against the wall. So
okay,
do another question. Give it to the winner.
Okay, so 2, 4, or 6. The wife will let us know. We'll redo this one.
8.
2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we? It's number 6.
Who do we appreciate?
Oh, this one. I mean, yeah, you guys might know this one. All right, number 6. Now we're talking things that are. We'll try and keep this realistic, right? Yeah. So what do you think my bucket list handgun is?
High point.
Gold Tiger Stripe CPX2.
No, that's the one. Oh, Gold Tiger Stripe CPX2.
Kimber Bel Air.
yeah, that's what I need.
Tiffany Blue and Stainless G2C.
There you go.
Wait, are you saying bucket list, or like bucket list?
I don't know. standard
bucket?
manufacturing.
Bucket squared?
Python, no.
Bucket? Or
No.
bucket?
Did some Instagram. I did an Instagram post about it. We talked about it on the show a little bit.
I'm trying to figure out what my bucket list handgun.
Jimenez at Works.
Oh shit, those are rare. That's the unicorn. Give you a hint. I checked one out. I played with one at the Sportsman show.
Oh, this should be easy then.
Oh, is it the
dueler? The 45 dueler?
No, wasn't it
the Bruno 7.5 or 7.6?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
No, it's one that they had to wipe his greasy paw prints off of after he got done with it.
The Arctic Fire, the Nighthawk. There you go.
Oh, okay.
The Nighthawk. The Turnbull edition Nighthawk, the VIP with the mammoth grip.
Yeah.
So sweet, so nice, so nice. So Arctic Fire.
Arctic Fire cheats.
Because he knew something? You didn't know nothing about nothing. It's like the first time it's like this is the first time you ever saw the show. If I didn't know better, I'd think this is the first time you ever watched the show.
What show was this?
I don't know.
Oh. We're just on it. We don't know what it is.
He looked it up.
At least he was smart enough to look it up.
He's smarter than smart.
So there we go. I'll get these out in the mail to you guys.
I'll send him some of my patches.
Let's just use Kleenex or something. What? I don't know.
No, it's in the shower drain. Teenagers.
The wife didn't know that one. I talked about that gun like crazy for like a week after he got it, or after.
You talked about that for more than a week.
Yeah, it was a long time. I talked. That thing was sweet. Doesn't run with Dan Wesson mags though. They said those mags are trash.
And nothing runs with Dan Wesson mags.
Well, I know Dan Wesson doesn't.
You should put some Wesson cooking oil in those Dan Wesson mags and see what happens.
That's probably what it is.
That's what you need right there. With a little Wesson lube going on there.
That's what you need. And you need to just pour a bunch of Wesson cooking oil on the thing, slam it in the mag well, and see if it runs.
Slam it home.
What happened to the?
I should have answered that question. Somebody asked me what I was using for lube on that thing, and I should have said Wesson oil.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I still think the Pokémon High Point was your bucket gun.
Arctic Fire's got one of those unicorn guns. He's got a Dan Wesson that works with Dan Wesson mags. Psh.
No, I want video proof of that one.
Yeah. Anyway, this guy over here talking all sorts of nonsense.
Mm-hmm. I've got a lot more video proof that they don't.
Yeah, this is true. This is true.
I was going to say I agree with that one.
So if you guys, I'll tell you what, I need, if I don't have your address, well, I don't think I have anybody's Gizzard, I might have yours still, but shoot me an email or even go over to like Instagram and message me on Instagram and throw me your address so I can get these out to you guys.
Hey guys, I'm gonna
go get out of here.
Yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. I mean, y'all have a good night. Got a long day ahead of me, so it should be a good one. But yeah, you guys all take care, man. I'll talk to you guys soon, okay?
Later, you want to throw a little plug out? You want to throw a little plug out there quick?
Yeah, we'll be doing part 2 of a used gun discussion on Caliber Corner this Thursday, 6 to 8 Eastern time, over there on gunchannels.com. So check it out, man.
Mm-hmm.
Caliber Corner every Saturday morning at 9 a.m.
Oh man, nah, it's Thursdays for a while now.
Dude, I was so bored.
I'm sorry. You got to watch us on Saturday. Just hit play and watch it on Saturday, man.
There you go. That's true.
I know you can't participate in the chat and stuff, but
I was already,
like I said, it's out of my hands, man. I can't do anything about it, at least until, probably like another year, I suppose. So.
Unsub.
I'm sorry. I know. My bad on that. Love you too, man. All right, y'all have a good night. Peace.
And have a good night, Trav.
Later.
Easy.
So, I didn't get to listen to your show a whole lot. I was doing some dishes and stuff before I went live and, doing whatever. And the wife texted me and asked me if I was listening to your show at all. And I turned it on just for a couple of minutes, and you guys were talking to Rupan and somebody else who you were talking about Moxie soda. or something.
Gary and Ruth were talking about that.
Gary and Ruth, yeah. And it's funny because as soon as you said that, it like this light bulb went off my head. And I was like, holy shit. I was like, hold on a second. I have a picture of and I went and grabbed this picture in this picture frame, and it's a picture of my grandpa. And I'm not sure, but he's really young in this picture. So he must have been, I don't know, 16, 17, something like that. And it's in front of a drugstore. And if you look, there's a sign for Moxie.
Your grandpa was buying drugs?
Yeah, probably.
Someone.
He's a cool guy.
I never even heard that until Gary talked about it.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I mean, I never.
Is that where you got Moxie comes from?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's I think that was like one of their catchphrases or something. There's a Coca-Cola sign, and there's the hand thing where you push on the door. They have like the plates there, so your grubby little hands don't mess the door up. Was Copenhagen. It's funny. They have all sorts of cool stuff. Yeah, all sorts of neat advertisements. They're probably tin signs or whatever, But yeah, that was pretty neat. As soon as you guys started talking about it, I was like, man, I think I've got a picture of him in front of a drugstore or something with one of their signs out front. It's pretty neat. I can't read what it says. It says drink a Moxie, and then it says something underneath it, one of their slogans or whatever, and I can't really make it out. I just thought that was pretty cool because that's probably a picture that would have been taken in 1936, 37-ish, something like that. Thought that was pretty cool. The wife says a nurse she worked with named her daughter Moxie. Well, that's weird. Yeah, that's an odd one. Got an email here.
Who was it? Oh, Penn Jillette named his daughter Moxie Crime Fighter.
Seriously? From like Penn and Teller? He's a big gun nut.
Yeah.
He's a big Second Amendment guy. Have you ever heard him speak?
He named his daughter Moxie Crime Fighter.
Damn.
Yeah, they did it. Penn and Teller when they had their series Bullshit on Showtime did an episode, Gun Control is Bullshit. And it was an interesting episode. They went to this one gun shop that was run by this old lady, and they were asking her what she carried. She started pulling guns out of every article of clothing she had on. It was
that was a good series. The Bullshit series.
Yeah. It was crazy. I mean, it was like, remember City Heat with Burt Reynolds and Clint Eastwood where they're pulling guns out of everywhere trying to one-up each other? That's what this lady looked like. I mean, she was pulling out revolvers and semi-autos. I don't know what places she was pulling some of them out of, but it was crazy.
That thing that Obnoxious just put in there is top 10 wacky celebrity baby names. Moxie Crime Fighter, Penn Jillette. Jesus.
That's a name you won't forget.
And that's number 5.
Yeah, let's go through them here. We'll start at number 1. Oh, yeah, Mariah Carey, Moroccan. Named her kid Moroccan. Nicolas Cage named his son Kal-El Cage.
Yep.
But it's not Kal-El like Superman, is it? Isn't that with a C?
Yes. No, it's Kal-El as in Superman.
Yeah,
oh, it is, okay.
Yeah, he named his kid Superman.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm curious. Don't Demi Moore, Bruce Willis have one that's named really
Rumor.
Rumor. Okay.
Rumor. Yeah. She's been in some movies. Yeah, Jermaine Jackson. I knew this one. Your Majesty. Yeah. There you go. Jason Lee is from like Mallrats and stuff. His kid's name is Pilot Inspector. INSPEKTOR. pilot inspector. What the hell? Boy, that's weird.
Face palm.
Yeah. Lisa Bonet, who is Cosby Show, and she was married to it's a musician.
Lenny Kravitz.
Lenny Kravitz, right. Nakoa Wolf, hyphenated. Nakoawolf. Nakoa Wolf. I wonder if it means something. Nakoa means warrior. Warrior wolf, huh? Okay. All right. Gwen Stefani's got a kid named Zuma Nesta Rock. Right.
Uh-huh.
My son's name is Jack William.
That's
Is that crazy?
ugh. Oh my gosh. Number 8 is Frank Zappa's one. Oh, I mean, Frank Zappa's all his kids are like ridiculous. One is Moon Unit, one is Dweezil.
Yeah, Dweezil's not looking so bad after this one. I'm looking at the list.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And Moon Unit was his daughter, I think.
Yeah.
And Dweezil was his son. And then what's the other one? He's got another son. Not Army. I forget. This one is, I never even heard this one. Diva Thin Muffin Pigeon. What the hell? What the hell, man?
Who is that?
What?
Who are the parents? And
It's Frank Zappa, and I don't know who his wife was.
Okay.
I don't know. I can't remember his other son's name. Him and Dweezil and his other son had a show, like a
Ahmed or something.
Ahmed, yeah. Dweezil and Ahmed, yep. Good one. Good catch. The Edge, which I always thought was a weird name for the guitarist. He's the guitarist from
U2.
U2.
Yeah, U2. I always
Awesome.
thought that was a really weird name. Like to name yourself the anything is kind of weird. Like
The Midnight Range.
You want to call yourself Edge? Okay, cool. But the Edge, I don't know. That's kind of weird. He named his kid Blue Angel. That's a little bit weird. Yeah.
What happened was he wanted to call himself Edge, like Cher or whatever, but then Edge already was Edge. So that guy in U2 was like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and he put the in there and he made a big point of it so that people didn't confuse his
That's right.
singing or whatever with Edge. You know, he wouldn't get in trouble.
Yeah. And number 10, Brian Adams named his daughter Mirabella Bunny.
Oh, good Lord.
That's actually tame compared to the rest of those.
Yeah, it's not that bad, honestly, because she was born on Easter. So Mirabella Bunny. I bet you. You know what? I bet you G probably sent her one of those pink bunny AK patches for her birthday present or something. I ain't getting none. I don't get no damn bunny patches.
Yeah, because
Yeah, that
We had a bunch of extra ones. I just threw them away.
You're a son of a bitch. Diva Thin Muffin Pigeon. That's got to be. I don't understand why that's only number 8. That's brutal. That's brutal. Whoa. Okay. Hold on a second here. I got. Hold on a second here. Got to screen share something here. Okay, so can you guys? Oh, I might need to just lock on myself. Okay. And am I screen sharing?
Yeah.
A bunch of weird ads.
Yeah. Okay. So you see what I'm circling here?
Need to present yourself.
You need you're not presenting.
Oh shit.
Try doing it in black and white.
Present yourself.
How's that?
Exactly the same.
Huh?
Present to everyone.
Try using the keyboard,
Yeah. Hold on a second.
the mouse.
I don't know what you did. You were showing it, and now it's showing on your avatar on the bottom, but it's not showing on the screen.
Huh. Okay. Well, let me stop it, and I'll redo it.
Patriots. That's fine.
Keep singing.
Okay, something's weird here. This thing is not.
What she said.
Yeah, I heard that for sure.
You can't keep it up.
You know. I don't know why it won't let me pick this now. Boy, it's acting. Something's acting. This is acting really weird. Can you guys see that or no?
No.
No.
What the hell?
Please hold on. We're experiencing technical difficulties.
Well, while we're waiting on this,
How about
could anyone go for
Yes
a
or no?
nice cold diet beef soda zero?
Yeah. Yes or no?
All the
Jerry,
beef flavor, none of the calories.
It's still not screen sharing?
Yeah, I got it.
yeah, it's
You got it now?
Oh, your weird ads.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I want you to see. Okay, now you see this guy right here?
Uh-huh.
Tell me that doesn't look like Obnoxious's like great grandfather.
It does.
Does it not?
Yeah.
You better look that. You better find
It's
that
hard
guy.
to tell. It's hard to tell because it's in black and white.
It's not orange and white.
Is it just because of the gray beard? Is that why?
No,
Is it
it's because of his
No, it's
eyes.
the,
Like he's
it's the
like
confused
everything.
look.
If you confused look, he looks bewildered. That must have been. I bet you that's one of Dan Wesson's buddies back in the day.
Man, this magazine doesn't work.
Yeah, that's Don Wesson. He's the one who invented the magazine.
You're charging how much for this piece of shit? No, you take that guy's hair off, it looked just like Obnoxious. I don't know. Let's just call it that.
That one next to it, maybe.
Yeah. That one looking all mean and squinty. Yeah. All right.
Mean and squinty.
It looks a little like Alice. What? All right, get rid of that. Get rid of that. All right, cool. Obnoxious. How have you had any? You have the Mossberg pistol, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, I got
Have
it.
you had any issues with it at all?
No, I've only put the 200 through it. So.
Yeah.
Oh, the MC1?
Yeah.
He hasn't had any issues with it because it doesn't take Dan Wesson magazines.
You should just try and cram one in there. I bet it won't work.
Probably won't. It's a single stack though, but they're in 40. So
that would be a great test. You just take a hammer and hammer in a Dan Wesson mag and be like, "See, look, these Dan Wesson mags are trash."
They don't even work in the Mossberg MC1.
Wouldn't you shoot yourself if you did that and it would work?
That would be funny. As I know, Mac had trouble with his going into battery, and I just watched a video tonight by Legally Armed America, and he had the same trouble where it wasn't closing into battery fully when he was firing it.
Were they using?
I just wondered
what magazines were they using? Were they using just the Mossberg mags, or were they
both? I think
because I had I bought some ETS mags, Glock 43 ETS mags, and those didn't work in it. Glock mags work in it, but the ETS mags didn't.
It was either they were using the one I watched today. I can't remember about Max, but Legally Armed America, he was using factory Glock mags, and it was not going into. It had happened a couple times to him. It didn't quite lock into battery. So, and I've heard that one or two other times. I've seen other videos, one or two other videos on. I can't remember where it was. Just I don't remember who did them, but it could be an issue.
I didn't have that issue at all.
Yeah.
Like I said, the ETS mags were no good. You couldn't. You load them just putting them in empty, and you couldn't close the action on it. They were, so I ended up giving those to Sarge because he's got a Glock 43, and then I just bought factory Glock mags for it, and those work fine. But
yeah, it was interesting. Jorge says, "Don't use Korean-made Glock mags. Only use Glock-made mags for Glock. Only use Glock-made mags for Glock. Yes, factory Glock.
But I wasn't using a Glock. I was using a Mossberg.
Right.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Oh, and I got another one. I saw another really cool. Actually, I think I'll put it in the side chat here. Did you guys see Paul Harrell's video on the modifying a shotgun barrel?
Yeah.
That was freaking cool. I've never ever seen anything like that before ever. And it was he cut.
Yeah. How?
What?
Modifying it how?
See, this guy doesn't even give me a chance to explain. It's like being married to you, G. He cut back a couple. He started a couple inches on the top of the barrel, and cut it from the top of the barrel on a slant to the bottom, probably 3 inches, so that it was like, the bottom of the barrel, the top of the barrel came down at an angle, almost like a slant break on an AK, kind of slants from the top towards the bottom.
A baloney cut.
Okay, what's a baloney cut? I don't know. I've never had my baloney cut. I don't know.
Really?
Jewish?
Yeah. Yeah. So I will here. Let me throw this in the chat here if you guys want to go check it out. There you go. See if but it was from 2 weeks ago. So he cut the barrel, and he also they
that it's not squared to the. It's not perpendicular to the bore anymore. It's at an oblique.
Right. The bot. It's basically got. It's like it's got an underbite or something. I don't know. So they were saying
that part of it.
What's that?
He's intentionally trying to disrupt the pattern.
Yes, exactly. He was trying to open up the pattern a little bit, so that it patterned a little bit more oval shaped up and down. And then also he had made this statement about, and I know, G, your hashtag never a shotgun, right? For home defense. And he had said about
bird hunting.
What's that?
Or for almost anything except bird hunting.
Mm-hmm. He had said about if you use a shotgun for home defense, and you're at risk for somebody grabbing the barrel, and having somebody grab a hold of your barrel and controlling the barrel of the shotgun. If somebody has a hold of that barrel and you still pull the trigger, it just it pretty much he took 2 chicken thighs and taped them to the front of the barrel as if your hand was over the barrel, the part that was cut. And it freaking obliterated that chicken. It was pretty crazy. It's just the whole video was like, this is nuts. I never even thought about doing that. And then they also took a barrel that was straight cut and cut it and formed it more like an oval, left to right, so that it patterned wider but not higher and lower. It was really, really pretty neat video. It wasn't very long, like 7 or 8 minutes or something. It's there in the chat. I don't know if it'll work if you click on it or not, but it's from 2 weeks ago. So I had always thought that, I don't know, I had always heard that you had to be pretty careful when you cut down a barrel and that you do it properly, and but apparently I was super wrong, because I've heard of people just taking hacksaws to barrel and cutting them off and being fine. I had always heard when I was younger that you have to be careful because, if you don't cut it properly and cleanly, it can cause your barrel to crack, and possibly split if when you go to shoot, because of amount of pressure that comes out the barrel, comes down the barrel when you shoot around. But apparently that's, I don't know, not an issue. I don't know. Do you guys have any experience with that? Cutting down barrels or having, knowing professionals that do and how they do it. And I don't know, it's just a really interesting kind of topic,
I did it with a hacksaw.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, did you just put it in a vise and cut it, or did you cut it and grind it? Did you round the end or anything, or did you just cut that
I
off?
cut it and I took a Dremel and basically smoothed it out with a rough stone, and then I used progressively finer grit sandpapers until I got everything. And I got the edges to where they weren't sharp too, so where they were slightly rounded.
Mm-hmm.
All that cool stuff. But it took a while.
Yeah.
You can't rush something like that and get it right.
Yeah. I was locked on me still, sorry.
Yeah, I'd see the only issue you'd have with a shotgun barrel is if you're actually doing a rifled shotgun barrel with a smooth bore. As long as you don't have an obstruction on the end of it, tear up your shell or tear up the rounds going out, send something off into oblivion somewhere.
Right.
Seems like it'd be pretty easy.
Yeah, it was definitely an interesting video.
All of my short barrel shotguns, I conform to all the all the regulatory conditions of the law.
Well, that one does too. I mean, everything he did was legal, because he even made a point to say where he started to do the cut was still longer than 18 inches or 18 and a half inches. So even if you would cut the barrel straight down where he started to make that angled cut, it was still legal. So everything was fine. Jumpy saying is Bursa a Brazilian company? No, Taurus is Brazilian. Bursa is Argentinian. Hey, Dead Horse, what's going on?
Howdy, Midnight.
What's happening?
I just got home and tuned into the chat.
Yeah, well, glad to have you. Yeah, so I don't know. Check that one out. That was pretty interesting. It was funny. He just kind of he had the shotgun kind of pointed, sort of at a 45 up in the air when he had the chicken strapped to it. And he's like, some people will say this will do damage, to somebody's hand, blah, blah, blah. And he pulled the trigger and it just exploded, that chicken. It was crazy. He's like, yep, it'll do it. Oh. And it would kind of work as a hell of a bayonet too, if you had to. It ran out of shells. Seemed like a kind of a long way to go for a shotgun now. I stopped liking shotguns for home defense the first time I ever cleared my house with a shotgun. I didn't like it at all. It was awkward, and I think probably as if you're clearing rooms with it and going around corners and going through doors, I thought it was more of a hindrance than it was helpful. I didn't really like it. I mean, I'm not a professional, so I mean, I'm sure there's certain things that a professional would do maybe to make it more effective and easier, but I thought it was really awkward to open up doors, and you can't. It's really hard to, and I have a pistol grip on it, which makes it easier, but you obviously can't have that shotgun pointed away from you or pointed straight ahead and really still open the door and have it in a position where if somebody was behind that door, you would be aimed at them. Whereas a pistol, you can kind of tuck it back in under your, tuck it back up against you, open the door and have the pistol in a firing position. If somebody would be right behind the door or come through the door at you really quickly, you have the pistol pointed straight still. Whereas the shotgun, you're going to either have it up or down, And if somebody would be behind that door coming at you to get that gun up and into a firing position towards them wouldn't be, I mean, maybe you wouldn't be able to do it if they could get at you fast enough. They might be able to stop you from even, getting into that position. So I don't know. I didn't like it. I did it once. I thought I was like, oh, this will be great. I have a light on it, and it's an 18.5 inch. It's not real long, pistol grip. And the first time I did it, I was like, oh boy, I don't know. I just didn't dig it.
Yeah, you'd be better off with a shockwave if you're going to do a shotgun. But if you ever notice professionally, shotguns on the entry team are a breaching tool.
Right.
So they'll take out, they'll take out whatever door hinges or whatever the case may be. You'll never see a shotgun clear a room by himself. You'll have two guys there, or one guy at least with a handgun, or an SBR. They'll be the ones actually doing the actual clearing, and he's there for support and support only. So that's it. Like I said, there's usually a breaching tool and a cover tool. That's usually not a primary room clearing tool. And most departments don't teach that as primary.
Yeah, you just hear about it. You hear about shotguns so much, and that was about a year ago where I did that. And ever since I did that, I've been, I've brought it up when people talk about shotguns for home defense. I think a shotgun's got its place. I think it's nice to have it available, but for what I did, I didn't like it, and I've suggested that people try and do it. Do it. Walk through your house and go through doors and look in closets and stuff, and and have that shotgun. It's pretty unwieldy. It's not as nice as people think it's going to be. Think about opening up a door and having somebody right behind that door step towards you in that split second, and you really think you can get that 18, 20-inch shotgun up and point it at them in time? I doubt it.
But shotguns. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Shotgun's good if you've got like a walk-in closet that you can set up as like a safe room.
Yeah.
If you get a couple like the hotel locks that flip over, and then you've got enough room in that closet where you can be facing that door. Then have a shotgun in there, but clearing the house with it, no, it's not gonna work out.
As I said again, shotguns, they're probably one of the most versatile tools made. You have so many options to throw so many different rounds down there. However, again, they're also one of the more cumbersome ones to use. So, agreed. If you're hunkered down somewhere, you're in a safe room, I take a shotgun every day, all day. But to do a house clearing or a room clearing, nah, probably not, unless I absolutely had nothing else to use, and that had to be.
And I totally agree with Obnoxious. I think it's kind of a stay put gun. It's something good to have. If you're in a bedroom, and you can't get out of the house, and you can, you're up, you got yourself backed into a corner, and you just want to cut loose on somebody that opens that door from 12 feet away or something. I think that's fine. Lunatic Rider, how you doing, buddy? Guitar Man Pete says, what's a sporterized Mosin in an Archangel stock worth? Well, I mean, I guess depends on what do you consider sporterized? Just taking it out of the stock and putting it in an Archangel stock probably doesn't change the value at all, I would imagine.
Usually sporterized is a cut down barrel.
Right, that's what I mean. Well, not necessarily, because like my 8mm is sporterized, but it's because the stock was cut back. It has it had the Mannlicher stock that was cut back, but the barrel itself is stock, whatever the way it's supposed to be. I mean, if you have a Mosin with an Archangel stock and the original stock available, it might help the value a little bit. But I don't know, man. I mean, it's not necessarily a gun that people are looking to buy with that kind of stock on it really anymore, I guess. I don't know. They're not super cheap anymore. Oh, he said it's got a rail on the top and a tactical bolt handle. Oh, I don't know. Do you think that helps the value out or hurts the value?
About 50 cents.
Is he buying it from Matt?
I bet he. Yeah, I bet it doesn't help the value out any. I mean, as they're getting harder, not harder to find, but like as they're getting more expensive, I'd imagine people are going to want them more and more stock, more and more historically correct, rather than having something like that, you know, and the ammo is getting more expensive. You know, it starts losing its appeal as a shooter because people don't want to pay for the ammo, even though it's still pretty cheap, I guess. I don't know much about 54R.
I remember when you couldn't even give a Mosin stock away, and like people were using them for firewood, and now they're like, for a decent one, they're $80-90 for a stock set.
I've never shot a Mosin. I don't know. What's recoil like between a 54R and like an 8mm? I have the 8mm Mauser. They're probably pretty close, I would think. Maybe 54R is a little bit more recoil.
I'd say it's apples and apples.
Yeah, I would imagine it's pretty close. Lunatic says 45 gap ammo is always a pain to get for his Glock 37. Yeah, I would imagine. Even when 45 gap came out, you'd only see a couple boxes on the shelf when you went to the I don't want to say the market, the gun store. They'd have it in like one or two range ammos and one or two carry, hollow points or something. Just didn't see it a whole lot. Never really took off. It's just like a 40. Now, ballistically, is the 45 gap and the 45 ACP pretty close? It's a shortened 45 ACP, basically, right? So I don't know.
The case is just like 1 millimeter shorter, something like that.
I think it's a little shorter. I don't know if it has the same amount of powder, if it's the same pressure or not. I'm not sure if ballistically it's any different. It might be maybe it's a little faster just because it has a little more pressure to it. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know enough about it. Fine Ape says apples and pears, but he even spelled pears wrong.
Yeah, again, a 45 gap. That was another quote unquote law enforcement round that went nowhere.
Yeah. He says the 45 gap is shorter but fatter. I didn't know that. I thought it was just a shortened ACP.
Now I know it's not just a shortened ACP because the guys can't cut down ACP brass for their gap, so you gotta get gap brass.
Oh, that'd be pretty nice if they could do that, though. It's kind of a bummer that you can't. That'd be really nice if you had a 45 gap and all you had to do is cut back the brass and you could use the projectiles and everything. You could use the same dies. You could use everything except for the cutter. You know what I mean? Trimmer.
Okay, so the 45 gap is the same diameter as the 45 ACP cartridge, but is slightly shorter and uses the smaller primer instead of the large primer like the most commonly in the 45.
Well, they used to make 45s with small primers too.
They still do, and it's a pain for us reloaders if you pick up brass.
I've never seen one, but I just know from and I don't have a 45, but I know from my reloading manual. When I first got my reloading manual and started getting into loading, I used to flip through that book like crazy. And learned that some of them used to have, well, like you said, they still do have the small pistol primers instead of the large. So if it's the same diameter, I don't know why you can't cut it down. I mean, maybe the caveat is you have to have the small pistol primer to cut it down. Man, tired. Ape says it's an auto 45 trim to fit a 9mm frame. It's made to match a 200 grain 45 auto loading. Jumpy says 10mm uses large pistol primers. Baby, whoa. So no daily show, no early show tomorrow, or no, you're on tomorrow morning, huh, Dead Horse? Not Tuesday, right?
Yep, on early watch tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific.
It's so nice to have the early watch back on, man. It's awesome to have something to watch in the morning, listen to in the morning.
Yeah, it's been nice, and I think it's going to help keep it alive until at least we can get Jimmy back there with Tony, and that's kind of the whole goal, is just to give help give a great guy like Jimmy his time that he needs to, sort out things and stuff and be able to come back.
Yeah. Obnoxious, you getting out of here? You wanna throw a little plug out there for yourself before you go?
Yeah, sure. Watch my stuff.
Okay, stuff.
I got. I'm doing my what the Second Amendment means to me this week to get Adam Jimmy Knees off my ass. So look for that. Look for that, and then I'll probably do my Glock 19. Get out there and go through with the new XS sights on it. So those will probably be what's coming out this week.
Cool.
Thanks for having me, sir.
Yeah, absolutely.
Catch everybody later.
Take care.
Bye, Obnoxious.
Later, Obnoxious.
Have you talked to Jimmy at all, Dead Horse?
Yes, I have. I spoke to him about a week and a half ago on the phone for a while, and we had a nice, good talk. And he's working on things and working hard, and he has a battle ahead of him, and I'm sure he's going to work things out because that's just who the guy is. And I feel that he will come back. He just needs the time, and I just didn't want early watch to disappear. I was seeing less and less posts on Instagram from early watch members, from the early watch nation, and that's why I was like, oh, I think I'm just going to keep this going as long as I can, and to help give Jimmy that time. That's really the whole goal of this is I don't want any misconceptions that like I'm doing like the early watch is my thing now, or it's an early watch 2.0. I'm literally just struggling, trying to do the best I can, just trying to keep it alive until Jimmy gets back. That's really the whole goal, is to get Jimmy and Tony back and doing their thing.
Yeah, you're doing a great job, though, man. Don't give yourself the credit. And I think, I know you guys were talking about the gun feed the other day. That's where I was reading from last week when I was reading all those articles on the show.
Yeah, and I had never even heard of that, so that was a great resource. I'm really glad that was shared with me.
Yeah, it's a real simple read. If their web, I don't know what it's like. I've never looked at it on the well, yeah, I did last week. I was on a computer, but for the most part, I look at it on an app or on my phone. So it's pretty easy to navigate on your phone. The headlines are real easy to click, and it's pretty user friendly. And there's some stuff out there with a lot of pop-ups and shit like that. This doesn't seem to have a whole lot of that, so it's nice to use.
Oh yeah, it's definitely there's not a lot of graphics and stuff like that to slow down a slow phone connection or something. So it's definitely phone friendly or low internet friendly.
Yeah, for sure. Hold on one second here.
All right. Well, I'm going to follow suit with the rest here, and I'm going to head on out myself too.
All right, buddy. Thanks, man.
Hey, thank you for the invite.
Yep.
You have a good night.
Try to have yourselves a happy-go-lucky weekend or week, as the case may be. Try to stay out of trouble. And have Holler at you next week.
Yep, thanks, buddy.
All right, guys.
Absolutely.
Have a good night. Thanks.
Lunatic said, "What's Dead Horse channel name so I can check him out on the morning show?"
I put it out there.
Okay.
You just have to click next to my name there, I think, on the 3 dots.
Yep. Well, if you're on a phone, you can just click on the name itself, and then if you're on a computer, you go to the right where the little 3 dots pop up, and click on them. And when do you guys start? 9 Eastern, or no? 10, 9,
9 Eastern.
9 Eastern.
6 a.m. Pacific. Yep.
Yeah. Lunatic. They do Monday through Friday, not Tuesdays. I wish I could do Tuesdays. It's just so hard in the morning because I spend all my spend all mornings with my little guy. So
And we would love to have someone, if someone's able to help Tony out on Tuesdays and could host this. I mean, it can be on their own channel. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's just really just keeping it alive. So we would love that if we maybe even a guest program that had like people taking turns. Just a Tuesday here and there, stuff like that. We would love to have you.
Yeah. It's it's so tough for me. I don't want to. I can't be sitting at the computer, or would do it. He's a handful. Caught his very first fish today.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Did you take pics and all that? Lots of video or pics?
Yeah, I did a couple of pics. It was super sunny outside, so I was actually had a hard time getting pictures. I kept having to move around, get the sun right and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we took him over, and we Bass Pro Shops does the fishing special, not special, but their big fishing event every year. So went over and got him a little rod and his little tackle box and stuff. So yeah, we had a blast today.
That's something you're never going to forget. That's something that those are good memories right there.
Yeah, we had a good time for sure. I want to try and the next couple of weeks maybe try and find a spot or two to go somewhere and just. He loves to picnic. He's a big picnic guy. He always wants to we take a picnic. So anytime we go somewhere, he likes to take snacks and a drink in a little cooler and stuff. He thinks that he gets a kick out of that. So the next couple of weeks here, I gotta look around for a couple of fishing spots for us, and we'll just go and he'll have a blast because he loves that kind of stuff. Yeah, I fished like crazy when I was a kid, and I got back into it for a little while, 10 years ago or so. And the last couple of years have just been so busy. Just haven't gotten out. So, what'd you do, Gary?
Just stretch.
Are you possessed?
I'm repossessed.
By a demon?
Repossessed.
Repossessed.
Dead Horse Ape is asking you, do you need someone just to open up a show, or do you need someone to actually do content and do all that kind of stuff?
I think Tony's gonna need someone to do content with him and have someone to talk to. You know what I mean? So I could even open up the show. That's not the problem. I could open it up. I might not be able to end it on time, because the thing is right now is I get a range on Tuesdays to myself right now. Mm-hmm. And that is just, that's something you just don't turn down. And so I'm shooting on Tuesdays right now. That's my main shooting day. And so I could start up the early watch. But if there was just some people that could hop in there and bounce stuff off Tony and talk with Tony about things, even several people, I think that would be awesome. And then when I eventually got home, I could end the show, but it's probably going to go 6 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the tough thing is if you don't have anybody to commit to being on the show. I mean, you just don't want an open show with nobody talking either. That's no good. That's probably worse than not having a show. Is just having nothing going on, Because if people do stumble upon it and watch, they're like, "Oh, this sucks," they never check it out again.
If you build it, they will come. If you never build anything to create a place for people to come gather and chat, then how will they ever know that it's an option to come gather and chat?
It's true.
Yeah. I mean, you have the other days. That's what I mean, though. If you have the other days and you have your people, Dead Horse and Tony and other people are jumping in, and you have all these, and they've been really great chats. They've been super awesome. If you can't, maybe not having one unless you really know you can have people commit to it, and maybe it's best to wait. I don't know. I get what you're saying. If you have it there, people will use it.
Tony would even appreciate it if someone just wanted to do it just like even once or just once a month or once every other month. And if we could just get a couple guest hosts, so to speak,
to
come in there and fill in Tuesday. I mean, I think that would be absolutely awesome. It might be a good start for some other people thinking about they might want to do their own show or start being a content creator. That might be a good place to start, is going in there on Tuesday with someone like Tony and learn some things. That might be a good learning situation for somebody thinking that they want to start doing this.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah. If I had Tuesdays off, I'd definitely do it. I've been working 6 days again for so long.
I would have never dreamed that Sunday morning thing would take off like it did, but
everything taking Tuesdays off.
What's that?
Just demand Tuesdays off.
Yeah.
Got other things be here on Tuesdays anymore.
Yeah. Well, Matt used to do his trigger time on Sunday morning. So you did have, at one time he had people that were up, and looking for a Sunday show in the morning. So when he stopped doing that and he started pushing it back, then you started to do your the Sunday morning shows. You already had some people that were looking for something at that time,
That was just a lark. I got up early one Sunday morning and there was nobody online, so I just threw up a live chat lobby just for the heck of it to see if anybody would join in, and shoot, I ended up having a whole bunch of people, and everybody said, "You gonna do it again next week? Gonna do it again next week?" So I'm like, "Yeah," and it's like, okay, it's gonna be an every Sunday thing now. So yeah, people, I guess, want to chat on Sunday mornings.
Yes, we do, and we appreciate it, Gary. You have no idea how much we appreciate something decent to listen to on Sundays.
Well, I don't know how decent it is.
Well, it's,
the nice thing about it is people drop in, people come and people leave. It's not just the same 3 or 4 people for 4 hours.
It's nice because I was talking to somebody about this at work the other day. Like when I'm driving, I very rarely listen to music anymore. I'll listen to, I'll put on a not necessarily even not always a Gun Channels chat, but it could be somebody else or some kind of other podcast that has to do with not necessarily guns or whatever. But I just rather listen to that than music or anything else anymore.
So you think you're unique, right? So you go to YouTube and you scroll down the left here, past all this other garbage, and then past all your subscriptions, and then you get to live, and then it shows you all the stuff that's live, right? I don't know if it'll tell you stuff that you subscribe to or not, but just take a look at some of this stuff. Like here's stuff that's live right now.
I didn't know that was there.
We're watching 10,000 people watching, 6,000 people watching, 4,500 people watching. Scroll down to something over here, 500 people watching, 2,000 people watching. Scroll down to some kind of race thing, 1,000, 200 people watching some kind of football in Tasmania. Scroll down, 600 people listening to some radio. Here's something with 59,000 views. Lots of views, I guess. So let's find stuff that's actually live. 188 people watching NASA. You got 12 people even watching something. It's weird. You got 2,000 people watching this, 300 people watching this stuff, right? So there's so many people watching live. If you're going to put something up live and you're going to just set it there, you're doing a disservice. It's just like a video, or it's just like anything else. Get out there and hustle. Nobody owes you nothing. But if you're going to put something out there, there's a ton of people. And think about the outreach that you're doing. So, if you're gonna do something at a different time or at a different flavor or something that's gonna put another hook out there in the YouTube lake or stream or river, I guess, and there's people that are out there thirsty for live. Look at how many thousands of people are watching live. And some of these, you could think of all different kinds of discouraging things. These are just shows that are, computers that are on or something, or bots or whatever, but there's still a heck of a lot of people. So if you think Yankee's the only one that can bring in 800 people, that's nothing compared to some of these live streams. You go out there and you find some people, and they are maybe part of the 6,000 people that watch astronomy stuff. And those are people like you were just describing that would rather watch something real, grassroots content creation versus produced agenda-based garbage programming. And you might find that somebody's, can say, hey, look, here's a new live thing, and boom, you've got more viewers than Yankee.
I know in the past I've actually hit in the search bar, like live streams or whatever, and what pops up, and you'll get some that are actually live, and then I've picked through a couple of those, like, oh, that sounds interesting, or here's a live chat about whatever. I didn't know that option was there. I had no idea, but that's kind of cool. And I've actually said a couple times it's really stupid that they don't have a listing of what's live currently, so you could just scroll through it, and apparently there is, and I just didn't know it.
I did finally get to hear G-Web's NRA chat from the other day.
Oh man, that was a good one.
That was perfect for driving to my daughter's house and driving home. Yeah.
So all day I've been chopping it up into, I guess I'll just screen share this many videos. So there's each one of these is a video. So I don't know how many it is yet. I'm still barely putting them all together. So maybe a dozen or 2 dozen videos I'll chop up out of there that are going to be more like 4 minutes long to hit all the different topics. So stuff like, what if, what do we do? Talking about board members, specific board members, options, what can we do? Options, what can we do? Options, what can we do? So we have at least like 6 options. What can we do? So we didn't just do it to shake fists at this guy. We did it to come up with solutions and some ideas for people to work on. And I'll be putting each of these out as a separate video so that you don't have to jump to a point in a 2-hour video or deal with something that's super large. And then, we branded or whatever to whoever actually said it. So hopefully it'll be as useful as possible.
Yeah, that sure will make you think.
Yeah, there was 2 last week that were just awesome shows. The NRA chat that G had with all those guys, and Obnoxious's show was killer too. It was really, really good. That was a good one to listen to for sure. If you listen to anything from this past week, listen to those 2.
Yeah,
I actually think I missed the last little bit of yours, the NRA chat. So I was trying to listen to it while I was doing prep and stuff, and I had to stop. Rich, you want to throw any plugs out there before you get rolling?
I guess just go in. Can't even talk. See how that's getting plug. This week Unloaded Sunday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern, directly before this show. We're the opening act, so be sure to check us out. You never know what we're going to talk about, just like this show. So I'll catch you all later. Y'all have a good night.
No problem. So Jorge out there said he's never done a live show, and he can't. He said thanks, but he doesn't have a mic or webcam. You need such little amount of stuff to do a live show. And I'm not talking about you producing a live show, but just hopping on a panel. you know, you need a phone and, you know, a set of earbuds with a microphone on. You know, you can get a $15 pair of headphones and use those. They sound just fine. And everything on your, you know, if you have a phone with a decent connection, you're good to go. You know, they're saying you have a laptop. You don't, you know, you can do your own phone, you know, your own shows from a phone. You just can't have a panel. So that's the downside to it. You can do your own streams through second-party software if you're okay with that. If you're not okay with that, then YouTube shut that down unless you have 1,000 subs, which sucks. But you still have the opportunity to jump on other people's shows just by having a phone and a pair of earphones, and that's it. So if anybody ever wants to jump on, you're more than welcome. If you ever want to just try it out, I'll send you a link. You want to give it a shot, we can walk you through it if you're having trouble with it, and you know, get you started. No big deal.
Yeah, if you want to join the show one of these days and it's full, just holler at somebody. I'll go sit down for a little bit.
Yeah. I'm sure one of these guys would hop out.
Yeah, sure would.
So, yeah, iPads. Yeah, Moose uses an iPad. Gizzard, you use your iPad sometimes. You use your computer sometimes. I'm on my phone. I don't get a chance to join much anymore, other than my own show, just because work's been so so nuts. Even some of the later shows, I just can't get in them.
I use whatever I got on me at the time. That way, it could be anything.
Pete says he uses a laptop. Yep, with no headphones or mic. Yeah, you can just use it straight off the computer. You know, you just have to worry about background noise a little bit more that way. You know, depending on what's going on in the house.
Out of here, I got to get up in 4.5 hours, man.
Okay, buddy. Plugs. Right. You got to be on. You're not live again until Friday, but
that's correct.
Gizzard's on everybody else's shows all the time.
Not everybody's, but I get on several. That's for sure.
Gizzard gets around.
Look for me.
That chicken gets around.
I'll probably be there. Well, thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks, buddy.
All right.
Have a great day.
Good night.
Have a good night, Gary.
Night.
Yeah, it's fun, man. If you've never been on a show, it's really cool. It's neat, especially if you can get on one that's not not super high stress. You just get on like the old one, that's something like the old lobby chats kind of thing, where just people are just bullshitting a little bit, and
there are lobby chats.
Yep.
So after early watch, there's a lobby chat that's posted over on gun channels on Monday through Friday now.
Mm-hmm. There you go. That's where a lot of us got started. I think I jumped into a couple of lobby chats. That's I mean, you know, I know Ghost just put up a bunch of posts today that he's been doing videos for 2 years. I think my second year will be the end of July, will be this 2-year anniversary of my first video. But you know, you jump in the chats and get accustomed to talking to people and learning how the software works and all that kind of stuff first. You know, it's quite a few people that are right around the second year. Gizzard, me, Ellis, Ghost. Clover was a little sooner than that. I think he was doing stuff for before, but yeah, it's really cool. It's fun. So if anybody wants to get in on it, this is a good show to get in on it, because you can't really screw this up, right? Not one of those fancy shows.
Well, I don't know. You start calling a hot dog a sandwich, then I don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean,
that's borderline.
You can start some wildfires for sure on here. There's a lot of fancy pants people out there like Cheryl Todd that thinks a hot dog's a sandwich. She just doesn't want to hear it.
She misunderstood. There was a lot of noise that night and static, and she was confused.
So what happened now? What's going on? She wake up in a field 10 hours later, like, what happened? Like she was abducted by aliens or something? What happened? Wait, hold on a second. Hold on. Stop the chat. Stop the chat. Guitar Band Pete said he's going to trade a Shield 9mm and a PSA lower for a tactical Mosin, 2 mags and 80 rounds. I don't know, man. I don't know about that.
So I don't know. A Shield's about a $300 to $350 gun. I think used is what I see. At least that's what I see them going for here. I know every state's different.
Depends. Are we talking, Gen 1 or Gen 2 or whatever?
Or Performance Center. Yeah, there are some caveats to that, but a basic Shield.
I feel like you could pick up a Gen 2 9mm Shield for like $3 1/4, and then a PSA lower, like a strip lower, $40. So
I'm seeing Mosins go between $350 and $450 right now, pretty consistently.
He says he has $400 tied up in the guns. I don't know, man. Are you gonna be happy with that thing all tacticaled out like that? Or if you're iffy about it, I don't know, man. I think you put the money towards I don't know. For me, I think I'd put the money towards something that was stock, something that was accurate, historically accurate.
And there are still crates coming in once in a while, like Atlantic or somebody. So like you can still get an all matching number, hand select Mosin, stuff like that. That's still a thing. It's just not as near as common as it used to be. But if you're patient and you kind of just have the money sitting there and you know what you want, and you're just patient for it, that they do come around.
Yeah. He said he's not into Mosins the way they're in. Then go for it. What the hell? Either that or sell me the Shield and the PSA lower for cheap, and then go buy whatever you want. Because I want a PSA lower and a Shield too. Said he doesn't reenact World War I stuff.
I saw your base vetting video you did. For your Power. That was a good video, Midnight.
I appreciate that.
What's that?
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Have you got an optic for it yet, or thought more about or picked one out at least?
When the reason that I went out and bought I wasn't going to put any money into it till I knew I could get a scope and stuff for it. And then I have this really inexpensive long eye relief scope that I had on my 8mm, and it's fine. I mean, it's cheap, but it works, And I thought, well, shit, I have that thing. I'll just throw that on there for now, without really thinking about it much. So I ran over and I picked up that base and did the video, and the next day I pulled that scope out of my one box I have here, and I was like, oh yeah, this is cool. I'll just slap this cheap scope on there, and it's got the crappy rings on it, and I was like, it'll get me to the range and shoot a little bit. And I didn't realize how bad the optic was when you didn't use it as a long eye relief scope. Like if you'd use the more magnification you use on it, the more blurry it got when it was close to my eye. I'd never really held it close to my eye. I'd only held it out at like arm length, like they're supposed to be used at. So at like zero magnet or whatever, I think it's a 2 to 7 power actually. At 2 power, it's not bad. It just looks kind of like a crappy scope. But when you turn it up to 7 power, or you start turning it up through the magnifications, if you have it close to your eye like a normal scope would be, it just gets blurrier and blurrier and blurrier to the point where it almost looks like it has Vaseline on it. It's really weird. And maybe that's how they all are. I don't know. I mean, that's the whole idea. Is it's a long eye relief scope, so it's supposed to be used away from your eye, like a pistol scope almost or something. So I'm not going to be able to really use that. So I'm gonna hold off a little bit and try and save a little bit of money. I'm try and put a scope on it this year if I can. If I can't afford it, then I can't afford it. It's kind of a bummer right now. Midway's doing some really good sales on Vortex stuff. They have they're giving away free rings with a bunch of their scopes. So if anybody's looking for a Vortex, they've got quite a few of them over there with good prices. Their prices aren't like, it's not like a steal to buy them, but they're really, really good, comparable prices to, wherever you would get them. But they're sending a set of their precision matched rings with the scopes, and they're like $60. So you get a good deal on a scope, free shipping, and a set of $60 rings and at Midway right now. I just can't quite afford it. I think I was going to do a Crossfire 2. They're like $210 or $220 or something like that. And I'm just going to wait a little bit,
Roll call.
Huh?
Roll call. He just came in.
Oh, he's out in the chat. Yeah, he was there earlier.
On the chat. Yeah.
I thought you meant he popped into I didn't see him pop into the room.
No, he won't dare.
He said Dead Horse is great at having good. Yeah, it's not that I mean, it's not that I couldn't buy something super cheap if I wanted. I mean, I could go out and buy a $50 scope or something at Walmart if I wanted. I just kind of like I was talking about that Mosin. Like I'd rather wait and be able to get a hold of what I like, something that I want and be happy with it, than just slam something on there. If I had one laying around, I'd throw it on there, but no. But it is. I'm excited to shoot it. I really have a feeling they're really good guns. Everything I've seen about them, people really like the Howa 1500s. They seem like a really well-made gun. Everybody likes them. Very few issues with them that I've seen and just doing some research. And just by working it a little bit, it's got a really nice bolt. The bolt is really, really nice. It's smooth. It's already smoothing out really nicely, just even playing with it at the house, just opening and closing the action and stuff. So, son of a biscuit, he says. It's not how you spell biscuit. Are you a bolt gun guy at all, Dead Horse? Or you I know you're like an AR.
Oh yeah, I sure am. No, a lot of people think I'm just an ARs, but I'm definitely a bolt gun guy. I have a lot of bolt guns, especially Winchester Model 70s, but I have Remington 700s and other bolt guns too, like Mosins and stuff like that. So I'm definitely a bolt gun guy, especially for precision shooting or long range shooting. Those are the platforms I usually use as just a bolt gun.
All right, see you, Pete. Yeah, I've really I was never super into shooting distance, long range or whatever. And the last couple of years, I've been super, super interested in it. Like, it's just really got my attention more than just about anything else, is precision shooting or shooting accurately. Not to the point where, I'm like obsessive about it, but I think it's just being able to shoot small groups is like the most interesting type of shooting to me right now,
Yep, dime size groups are a lot of fun, and just it's not just shooting the dime size group, it's the work and everything and the journey along the way to get to that point. Make sure that part of that whole journey, make that the fun part.
Yeah. Oh, Tula Moo said no birch beer tonight. I forgot it's sitting in a damn fridge. Son of a bitch. I even put one in the fridge. I only buy them like 2 at a time, because if I buy a 6-pack, I'll drink a whole 6-pack of them over like 2 days. So I buy like 1 or 2 at the grocery store, and I forgot it was in there. Damn it! When we went to camp like 2 weeks ago, and I went over to it used to be a lot smaller when I was a kid, but a birch tree, and that I used to break off little branches of, and broke off a little tiny branch and brought it over, and had my wife and my son smell. I was like, "Oh, smell that! It's amazing." If you have anywhere that has a birch tree, break off a little sapling, one of the little ends of the branches, just the little young ends, and it smells amazing. It smells just like birch beer. Very neat. Roll call is most regular beer, not birch beer.
I don't even know if I've had birch beer.
You should be able to get it up in Michigan. You're not too far away from us. It is kind of an East Coast, like a Northeast Coast kind of thing. I don't know if that's where the trees grow more than anywhere else. I don't know, but if you can get a hold of some, I mean, it's just like anything else. There's some that sucks, and there's some that are really good. But I love it. I think birch beer is awesome. I think if I ever had a restaurant, I would have it. Like I'd have it just because I like it so much, you know. Be a neat thing to have on tap.
So you're up there in Michigan there, Dead Horse?
No, I'm actually in Utah, down in West Desert, Utah.
Right. Oh shit, I forgot you're in Utah. I was thinking you were in, why the hell was I thinking you were in Michigan? I know that you're
Probably
in Utah.
because it's been raining and cold here nonstop for the last 2 months straight. So it's not even normal like desert weather. It should be like 90 degrees here right now every day, and it's like barely getting to 75, and at nights it's getting down to 34, 35 degrees at night still, and rainy and just bad weather every day. Even snowing still here in June. So yeah, we definitely have it. Yeah, so it's this whole global warming thing's definitely affecting our weather here.
Wow.
I guess as everywhere else warms, all the hot places are getting super cold, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I've definitely been on a kick complaining about the weather lately because it's snowing in June and just this cold weather and just rainy weather is just not normal for us right now.
Are you at a real high elevation or no?
Oh yeah, 6,000 feet, 6,000 plus feet. Yeah.
All right.
I would die.
I feel like you only need 2,000 or 3,000 feet to kill a deer. That's overkill.
I don't know. For when it comes to shooting, I think we actually got quite a big advantage when it comes to especially long range shooting at this type of elevation.
The air pressure, right?
Yeah, it definitely makes a difference. I really think it does.
Out to 50 yards, I'd kill you.
Gabe Stark out there said, just starting to shoot again. Pistols really for the first time, and rifles way more than when I shot before. I have to get the shotgun so he can shoot some trap again. I've tried to shoot clay pigeons a couple times when I was a kid, and I was never enough to get good at it.
That's a lot
and
of
I
fun.
just did a ton of plinking when I was a kid, man. Up at camp and just always shooting stuff in the back in the yard there, cans and
shooting stuff in the back. Like you walk up to a bird, shoot it in the back. Walk up to a rabbit, shoot it in the back. Walk up to a squirrel.
It's like Sopranos style. Yeah, you got to be slick. Shotguns are the bestest.
That's the one platform I've never been able to really get into is shotguns.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I've never been a huge shotgun person. I started off shooting rifle. Like when I was young, I shot rifle like crazy, and then as I grew up, I got out of it and I more shot handguns, and now I'm getting back into rifles again. Wood said he'd shoot a duck in the back. Mean, man. That's not cool. Yeah, for a long time, even when I bought my first handgun, that's all I had was a handgun and a shotgun that I used to hunt with. And just not the kind of thing that I really had very much fun shooting, and I didn't shoot clays or pigeons or anything. So then I really got into pistols, and that's all I shot for quite a while until I got my AK, and then that got me back into rifles, and then the 8mm, and that's what got me back. That's what got me into reloading was my 8mm. And now I pretty much can load for. I don't know. Now that becomes you start to turn into a reloading junkie once you start loading. Is you want to be able to load for everything you have, whether it makes sense or not. Like I tell people that I can reload for my AK, and they're like, "Why would you want to reload for your AK?" And I was like, "I don't know, why not?" I just want to be able to do it. I don't know. You want to make a cool round that you can't buy, I mean, I make some rounds that, well, I guess you can now because they make those Hornady blacks. But before I was taking brass case and loading it with Hornady SSTs, just to have like a cool round. And you couldn't buy anything like that at the time. I mean, you could get soft points or you could get hollow points or FMJs, but
it definitely can be a rabbit hole. But I think one of the allures of it is that when you can load really pretty cheap ammo, a lot cheaper than what you can buy at least like premium, factory ammo, and you're getting better accuracy because you can tune it to your rifle. That is a big allure when you go down there and you see those group sizes really shrink noticeably. That's a big attraction.
And that's the thing too. I mean, when I got a hold of this 8mm to buy American made ammo for it was like super expensive. It was like 30 some bucks a box at cheapest. And then I could buy Privy, and Privy's good ammo. I actually am a big fan of Privy Partisan ammo. I think they do a great job for a really inexpensive price. And I could buy Privy for like 17 or 18 rounds, or 18 bucks a round, 17 or 18 bucks a box for 20 rounds. And then I wanted to get into reloading for it just so that I could, I don't know, like I just kind of got a bug. My father-in-law reloads like crazy. I always thought it was cool. I always thought it was neat to do. So that was kind of my first excuse for it was, if I was going to have this cool gun and like to shoot it, and I wanted to learn to reload for it. And I could reload. I started reloading for it, and I started reloading. And I think I was loading it for like $8 a box or something. I think I could reload it. I think I could load it for like $8 a box, and that's with a good round, a good projectile, and I'm not doing it fast. I have a single stage. Lunatic Rider says, "What reload are you using?" I just have a Rock Chucker RCBS single stage. Nothing fast, but I don't shoot a whole lot. So for me, it's more of a pastime. It's more of a quiet time. It's more of not lethargic, but
it's like meditation or therapy. It's very medicinal.
Therapeutic. That's the word I'm looking for.
Therapeutic.
Yeah. I actually did I can have to look for it. I can't remember. It's quite a while ago. I actually did a show where I started on I showed my setup and some of the tools. Because I don't have almost no space to work. I have a really just like a little corner of a room. And I have a single stage press. I have a nice powder measure. I actually have the Hornady powder, electric powder measure. It's the lock and load. I don't remember what it's called. I can't remember. But it's the one that automatically throws for you and stuff like that, and it has the scale on it and everything. So that's like the one kind of high-end piece of equipment I have. It's really cool. But everything else is hand tools. Like my trimmer is a hand trimmer by Lee. And then my chamfering tool is just a little hand chamfering tool. And, I use the single stage press to set my primers. I don't have like a primer press or anything like that. And then I just have a super cheap tumbler with dry media in it for when I tumble. It's just like the Franklin Franklin Arsenal, Franklin Armory, Franklin Arsenal. Which one is it? Franklin Armory? One is a gun manufacturer. The other one does
Franklin
reloading
Armory,
stuff.
I think, makes the guns, and Franklin Arsenal, I think, makes
Yeah,
the
Franklin
couple of reloading.
So it's Franklin Arsenal is super cheap. I mean, they're like $30, but so I always say I'm a baller on a budget. He's looking to get a Dillon 1050 just because this whole California ammo. Yeah.
So, and there's so many different ways to reload on the to get into it cheap too. You really do not have to go down a rabbit hole of a super bunch of equipment equipment and stuff to get good results. You really can start out on a budget. I mean, I BBs from like a BB gun, right? And then just some Lemmy Shine and a drop of dish soap. That's how I cleaned my brass forever and sit there and curled it. Plus, I got a workout. So I sit there and curled it in my arms like you would a dumbbell.
Yeah.
And that's how I clean my brass forever on the cheap like that.
Lunatic Rider says he wants to have a single press too for that meditation. What's nice about a single stage too is now that's the one thing that I have a single stage, but I don't have a turret press. I wish I would. Now I got this as a gift too. My father-in-law bought me my press. So, I mean, I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth for sure, but I wish I had a turret press so that I could put the different dies in it and have it like set up so that it's a little faster. But what's really nice about the single stage, the Rock Chucker, is you can use it for anything from like 25 ACP all the way up to 50 BMG. And a lot of presses you can't. With the Rock Chucker, you can take the collet out and actually screw in a 50 BMG die if you want to, and you can actually single stage reload.
That's
50s.
Yeah, that's like giving you like
Rock Chuckers have that bigger 1 1/4 inch collet that you can screw up.
Now, if you got to, I mean, to resize a 50, I can only imagine how much force you probably need a breaker bar to do that. But yeah,
well,
at least you have the ability.
You really don't. You can what's called step size it, and you go in small increments and lots of good lube. So you really don't need a breaker bar or anything, and it actually can be easier, especially if it's not like if you're trying to resize military brass. That's one thing, but once fired brass that's going right back in the same bolt gun. You don't even necessarily you have to size that.
Just neck
size.
size.
It's not full length size, just neck size,
Yeah.
So
I should let me see if I can find. God, boy, that's been a long time ago since I don't know if I have it under my playlists. If I don't, I should do that. Put it because that was kind of a neat. Because every once in a while, people talk about that on a chat. They ask like, "Oh, what are the tools you use, or how do you, And my stuff is very.
Right now, I'm to reload my 50 BMG. I'm using my buddy's Arbor press. It's not even a reloading press; it's an Arbor press from Harbor Freight. And that's what we're neck sizing 50 BMG on right now. Once fired, out going back in the same gun it was fired, just neck sizing. But that's all we're using to reload 50 BMG is this a super cheap Arbor press from Harbor Freight right now.
That's cool. You look for this video. I'll put a link. There it is. Wait, is that it? No, it's not. If I can find this damn video, scroll down through. You don't realize how many videos you have until you scroll through them trying to find one. There it is. 11 months ago. I'll put a link to it in the chat there. And if anybody's interested, then check it out.
And I have been wanting to bring back the reloading chats. We used to have a reloading chat once a week where
I heard that.
Somebody here and reload. And I was going to do it on Sunday today, but I didn't necessarily want to go up against like anyone else because I just know how popular the reloading chats can be. So, and I forgot about Honda does a chat now. I totally forgot about his chat. That's after Val Territory. I was planning on, early bird. I was planning on doing it after the early bird chat. but then I forgot about Honda's chat. So now it looks like that's going to be early Saturday mornings because there's really nothing going on until Rick's Shooting with Disabilities chat. Rick's Life as I See It.
Even though you schedule it for Sunday, now because of a conspiracy chat, you're going to just schedule it on Saturday, and we're supposed to believe that just happened.
Yeah.
Interesting how that all played out, isn't it?
Coincidence. Yeah.
And then we have some awesome people out there.
These conspiracy chat.
I'm not into conspiracies. Anyone who knows me, I don't buy into that stuff.
Yeah, I'm pretty tough on them too. I actually was out with the little guy running around, and I saw that Honda went live, and I shared the link, texted the link to the chat to my wife. I was like, "Here, I forgot Honda was starting this. You're into this stuff," and she watched it. I only got a chance to watch a couple minutes of it, when we got home. But yeah, she loves that conspiracy theory shit. I have a hard time with it because I'm just like, nah, you're an asshole. You're full of shit. No way.
Actually, today's chat was really good. A lot of the stuff they talked about isn't even necessarily conspiracy theory. It's actually just something that's debated more in the scientific community right now. But it was actually a really good chat.
I turned it on as they were talking about the Atlantis thing, which I know Matt talked about on one of his chats, and he was showing those pictures and stuff. That's super believable.
Oh yeah,
that's super believable. Yeah, I'm definitely down with that one. I
wouldn't bring up the fact that they made a second Atlantis in case the first one ever blew up or was flooded.
Atlanta.
I don't know.
They made Atlantic Ocean, King Atlanta. I mean, just like that word comes from originated somewhere.
Mm-hmm. All right.
But we have had a bunch of people express, and I'm talking people with a lot of reloading knowledge, like Russ Carr and the Bishops, and talk about coming back for a reloading chat. And these guys have just such an advanced amount of knowledge that I'd advise anyone, even if you know a lot, like you could learn something from these people. I mean, their knowledge is priceless. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
They're willing to jump in these chats and share it with us. So that's just an awesome service. So I can't wait. Yeah. So next Saturday morning, early Saturday morning, I'm not sure exactly what time yet, but look for that early next Saturday morning.
That sucks. I'm at work. Saturday's my long day. Saturday,
it's guaranteed you won't be there.
That's true. I mean, that's a bonus right there. I won't be in there bugging you.
That's what we want is people in there bugging us, asking us questions, keeps us on our toes. Yeah. You'd be surprised at the advanced amount of knowledge you can forget when you don't use it.
Sure. Well, that's like when I started reloading. When I first started doing it, like I talked to my father-in-law about a lot of stuff, but it's like when you actually sit down and set stuff up and whatnot, like I did it all myself. I didn't have anybody, to kind of help me or walk me through it. And I found out real quick, like, that I don't retain information well that's written in like manual mumbo jumbo, So one of the first things I did was decide that I was going to write down stuff in my own words on how to do it, and that was really helpful. And if anybody, so I bought a 3-ring binder, just like one of the 1-inch 3-ring binders. And in that binder, I have like handwritten notes on how to set up my dies and do's and don'ts and things to watch out for and certain terms and definitions written in my own words, and some different specs to shoot for when I'm loading and things like that. Cause it's, I found myself like every time I had to set up a new die or something like that, I was like, now wait, how do I do this again? And read this stuff. And I was like, wait, am I doing it this way? Or, am I doing it that way? And I'd set it up and I'd do a crimp and I'd totally crush the case. And I was like, oh shit, I fucked that up. So it was just easier for me to be like, turn left clockwise, 2 times or something like that, and just make it super simple for myself. Woods is saying it takes a long time to learn the vocabulary. Yeah. So I tried to nip that in the bud real quick and be like, I'm just going to write this in my own words, so I can know what I'm doing.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Eric, I was kind of talking about that the other night. Like, I can know exactly how to hold their gun or what techniques, but whereas a trainer, I mean, a trainer has years of experience actually describing that to people and getting them in a way that they remember it through vocabulary and stuff. And he probably has 10 different ways to describe that based on 10 different people because of that years of experience comes in. That's why, like, a trainer is so good at what they do. That's one thing people don't realize. That's the difference between maybe just watching a video or something and actually going out and getting training. That this guy he's learned how to describe it in a way to people that they do retain that knowledge and they actually understand what they're talking about. And some of the reloading stuff can be the same way. Like that Russ Carr, he is excellent at saying it in a way that you can actually understand and retain that knowledge.
It's like you have to learn. It's like, and maybe some people wouldn't understand this, but you have to learn how to teach almost. Like there's certain things that work to teach, certain techniques that, like you're saying, when you teach people a certain way, they learn it faster and better and more proficiently, and that's, only you, like, how you learn best. So, I think somebody that really wants to do something well will, use techniques for themselves to teach themselves better. I just hate screwing stuff up. I'm like, I don't like to make mistakes. It pisses me off when I screw stuff up, and inevitably, like, it's like putting something together from IKEA. You get halfway through it or three quarters of the way through it, and you're like, son of a bitch, I put that second thing on backwards. I hate that, and I do it like 25% of the time.
And it's usually the instructions to blame. It is because the instructions are so worded poorly, and
and I've done that too. Like I've put something together and gotten almost done and realized that I screwed something up, and my wife will be like, "Oh, I can't believe you did that." I'm like, "Look at this goddamn manual. Look at this and tell me that, tell me that this makes any damn sense." I'm like, there's no, how the hell am I supposed to know that? I didn't notice this was this way and this was that way. Yeah, it's funny how they do everything with pictures like that makes it easier, but sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it makes it, you can't even tell what the hell they're telling you to do. It's funny. Frustrated. He says, Wood says it's 6 notebooks from watching gun channel shows in general. Yeah.
A lot of people have started reloading because of gun channels and getting more into reloading, or I mean, it really has brought a lot of people into that. That's why I'd really like to bring those chats back. I mean, I really would.
Gabe says he likes a few of these reloading channels that will actually answer questions. Yeah, that's a big deal with, and that's one of the big things with the group of people that you guys watch here, that we're part of here, is even if you have the host is really busy and they can't answer questions or they're not watching the chat, because sometimes that's a lot harder than people think.
So bored they just yawn and don't read what's going on in the chat.
Yeah, sometimes it's a lot harder to read the chat, run the show, and interact with people than you think. I have a hard time with it now. A year ago, I was really bad. I try and watch the chat as much as I can, but a year ago, man, I could not let myself look at the chat at all because it would just sidetrack me. I'd get stuck in the middle of sentences, couldn't do 2 things at once. And you get better at that, but what's nice is when you get a chat where even if the host is not great at watching, I'm about spent. We're gonna have to cut this off soon. If you have a host that's not great about watching the chat or answering the questions, or sometimes there's people that just don't do it because they want to talk, they have their scripts or whatever, they have certain things they want to talk about, and that's it. There's a really good chance that somebody else on the panel or even somebody else in the chat is going to see your question and answer it for you. Rather than the host. So it's really nice because you almost have backup, it's almost having like sidekicks behind you or, with you, where if I don't necessarily answer your question or see it, one of my panelists will, or somebody out in the chat. And that's cool. It's nice. Because it does suck. I mean, it really does suck sometimes to ask a question, especially multiple times. And either the host is too busy or the chat is too fast. That happens a lot, like with Yankee. You just can't keep up with people saying, hey, Yankee, or Matt, hey, Matt, they just don't see it. There's too much going on. It's hard.
Or like on the Daily Gun Show. Hey, Daily Gun Show. Hey, Daily Gun Show. Hey, Daily Gun Show.
Yeah. Yeah. I say, hey, I ask stuff on Daily Gun Show all the time, and all I hear is, shut up, idiot.
Way too busy. Way too busy.
We don't need you here. We don't want your nonsense. Get out of here. He works tech support, talking on the phone, texting and answering emails. Yeah, that's got to be tough. Oh, squirrel! It's like a butterfly. Butterfly flows. Oh, butterfly. So, all right, I'm getting tired. Yeah, I said lunatic answered his question earlier. Yeah, and that's what's so nice. I'll tell you too. For new people, new faces, people that just pop into the chat every once in a while, or are new to the program, like they've never watched a live show of yours or something. They come in and ask a question. It's so nice and welcoming to have somebody ask a question and have it answered. Not professionally, but nicely. Because there's some chats you see where people ask questions and they just get blown off. Nobody gives a shit, and I think
what I like about
that's a
this
bummer.
community. That's what a community is that we're all supposed to sit here and help each other and lift each other up, and that should be the whole basis of a community. So that's why I really like our community, is because we are willing to help each other and answer each other's questions, or at least give our opinions, and make each other reevaluate our stances and stuff, right? And make us think, keep us on our toes. So I love the community aspect of gun channels and the 2A community, because for the most part, we're really, really good about doing that, especially over on gun channels.
I was inspired by Al Gore making the internet, so then I was like, what else can I possibly consume? Like, I need to devour more Al Gore. So then I found Gore. Yeah, exactly. I was hashtag more Gore. So then I found Hillary, of course, right? And then I found out that it takes a village, right? So I figure that's what it's all about. It takes a village to raise a reloader. Let's get that together.
So really,
thanks, Hillary.
So if Hillary and Gore would have run for president and vice president and won, if they would have been the Hillary, the Gorlery ticket, the Hill of Gore ticket, we'd all be reloaders right now,
Gore.
basically.
Gore Hill. Yeah.
Gore Hill. Yeah, Gore Hill. That's what it would have been. Gore Hill. Yeah.
Yeah, we would have flying cars by now.
That's a whole, yeah. It's a whole nother conversation. All right, let's get the hell out of here. It's 2:12 here. Too late to be on the interwebs talking to nonsense. So, Moo, what's up? You got anything coming up?
No, just looking forward to another week of work.
Yeah, I hear you. Gabe out there says, "And every village needs an idiot." Here I am. That's what they always say. Every town has every village needs a village idiot. If you look to the left, and you look to the right and you don't see them, then it might be you. Dead Horse, what do you got coming up? You got a lot of pokers in the fire, right?
I do. Well, this is my slow time of the year, so I'm able to dedicate more time to gun channels on during the summer. So we have the early watch Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Usually go for a couple hours. That starts at 9 a.m. Eastern, and then the reloading chat Saturday mornings. I don't have an exact set time for that, but just early Saturday morning before Rick's Life as I See It. And if I want to give Rick's Life as I See It a shout out, if you haven't checked out his Shooting with Disabilities show, that's on Saturdays at 3 p.m. Eastern. You should definitely go check that show out. He does a great service for the community.
Hold on.
Yeah, love his shows.
That one is on Wednesday. Rick's Life as I See It.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, my bad. I get those two mixed up. But check out both of them. How about that? Check out both of his shows on Wednesdays and Saturday. So he puts on a great show, does a great service for the community. And you know what? We're almost all disabled in some way or another. I mean, we've had surgeries, like life happens, especially as we get older. And they talk about that, and they do give a lot of tips, tricks, and stuff that these guys have learned over the years.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's funny. I bought the little dude a fishing rod today, and it had like a little practice foam hook and some foam fish, just to practice in the house casting and whatnot. And I went to tie that line on that plastic hook, that fake hook, and I was like, oh boy, this isn't as easy as it used to be. Little arthritis in the fingers and whatnot from all these years of work.
Yep.
I was like, I used to be able to slam a hook on a line, really quick. I was like, wow, I'm out of practice. Carpal tunnels kicked in,
And can I give this one more shout out?
Yeah, absolutely.
So over on Instagram, any of you guys use Instagram, I advise you, if you're not already, please go follow Parkinson's Shooter, all one word. Parkinson's Shooter. And if you want to talk about an inspiration and someone for the entire 2A community, and not only that, but for Parkinson's, I highly advise you follow his channel and support him and what he's doing over there.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he's on Facebook too and stuff, but I mainly use Instagram. I don't use the Facebook, but Parkinson's Shooter, I'm sure if you search your social media sites, you'll find him.
Yeah. You'll see if you watch a lot of gun videos and shooting videos and stuff like that on Instagram, he pops up a lot. He's really popular. He's really cool. He's an amazing dude. He's an amazing dude. I'll tell you what, it's almost unbelievable to watch what how he transforms when he gets a gun in his hand. The other day I was watching. The other day he was it yesterday or today? It might even been today. With the 50 BMG, the rifle. Did you see that where he's doing the 3-gun or something? It was
I did. Amazing, absolutely amazing. He's a better shooter than I am. I'll straight up say that. Like that guy.
Yeah, he is. I'll tell you what, with a pistol, I've seen him make some shots with a pistol that just, I was like, holy shit. Yeah, he's a good shot for sure.
Absolutely amazing. An inspiration to us all.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Yeah, if you haven't checked him out, for sure, check it out. And yeah, it's you can tell, you say it inspirational, but it also too it's really cool because it shows the therapeutic abilities of firearms, which is something that doesn't get talked about a whole lot. The ability to the hobby of shooting, but not just a hobby, but actually use as therapy for people that, I'm sure the people that have, depression and, all sorts of stuff.
It's called
it's great.
Parkinson's Shooter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Usually all one word.
Okay. Got it. His name is David.
Yeah. Yes, I think so. Yeah.
All right. Got it.
Yeah. Yeah. Check it out. So, G, what do you got coming up?
Liberty Doll tomorrow night, and Kevin and KD doing an after action of their Learn and Shoot event, and then Aaron Blazing Swords and Pink Pistols on Wednesday.
Awesome. A ton of stuff.
Really looking forward to the Liberty Doll and the Blazing Sword, Pink Pistols chapter.
And I'm just now chopping the NRA 2-hour one up into this many videos that are like, like 4 to 12 minutes or something.
Mm-hmm.
More specific topics. Like a lot of times, like we're all over the place. We'd hit something and then get sidetracked and get back to it. So I spliced them all as much as possible in one day back together so that the whole stream of one topic is all back together and can be consumed as one thing and not have to listen to like half an hour with 3 different, very strays.
Yeah. You got a lot going on, man. Anything coming up? Anything else coming up? I don't know. If not, we get out of here. Ludicrous. Lunatic Rider. He says he doesn't have Facebook or Instagram. Hop on Instagram. Instagram's fun. A lot of neat stuff. A lot of cool topic, like current events. You pick up a lot of current events stuff on Instagram too. People making memes and posting up quotes and stuff. It's pretty neat. That's one of the reasons I like it. So, all right, let's get the hell out of here. Get some sleep. I gotta put the puppies to bed. I'll give them a belly rub for you, G.
Sounds good. Just don't get so sleepy you get confused and put anybody to sleep.
I could use a belly rub myself, and their bed's looking pretty comfortable right now. There's Rupan out there. How you doing? Zoro, what's up? I'll see you guys. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Bye.